Another series win for your San Diego Padres. It never gets old. I feel like we went months without yelling into these microphones at one point this season, and it just never gets old. Padres win another series, taking 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Guardians, and we are Ben and Woods. Happy to be here with you on a Monday. I am Woodsy, and Paul Reindl is our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good, man. Spirits are high this morning. Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I was just thinking, what if our show was delayed by rain for 3 hours and 11 minutes? We'd have just like a 49-minute show.
Oh, not the worst idea you've ever had. I saw what they did on Padres TV, and they just cut to El Paso and played Ethan Salas just playing, and that was cool.
Did you see there was one guy sitting behind El Paso for the game?
When I was watching, there was nobody.
I saw the one guy. He was in the front row, sitting in the sun, baking in the El Paso
91
sun
at game time.
He was on his phone.
Yeah,
he was like the only guy at this AAA game.
What does an El Paso 91 feel like? I imagine it's not the same as 91 out here.
It feels hot, man.
Yeah,
it's hot.
Because when I was watching, there was literally nobody within camera shot sitting in the sun. There was like a foul ball down the line, and so they showed more of the stadium. The entire first 20 rows around the entire lower bowl were completely empty, but then the shade in rows, call it 20 and above or whatever, the shaded area, full. Everybody had moved up.
Looked like Dodger Stadium yesterday, to be honest with you. They hit the littlest speed bump, and that whole fan base just poof into the LA sun. They go. It's just the most entitled, spoiled fan base I've ever seen. Just dead. Kyle Tucker drops the ball. You hear 300 people going, boo. It is dead. It's empty. You just won the last 2 world championships. Like, what in the world is happening? But I love it. I keep it coming. We all know how it's going to end. We know what's going to happen. They're going to catch fire again and, probably win the World Series again. But it's like in life, man. You take the cookie when you can get the cookie. Right? The cookie tastes good. Here's the cookie. Thank you. I'm going to eat the cookie now, knowing I'll probably pay for it down the road, but I'm going to eat that cookie.
But right now, our cookies are warm, fresh out of the oven, and delicious, and we're going to enjoy our cookies as Padres fans.
You just suck it down when you can. And, really, really good series. And, now it's over, and you move on, and you go take on the Mets, who have just swept the Nationals. They're playing better baseball. Nothing really to play for other than pride and messing with other teams. But, yeah, man, every game right now feels like a playoff game for your Padres, and they're feeling good. They're looking good. Been a lot of fun to watch. And, I was so happy. I missed the worst game of the series entirely. Didn't see one pitch of Saturday night. We'll talk about that debacle a little bit today. But just wanted to check in on weekends. Mine was really good. There were more people at Bo's Goats game yesterday than there were at that El Paso game, which was awesome. We played a team called the Carlsbad Clash, and it was a blast. We had a blast. We battled to a 5-5 tie. And, normally that's the thing we love about baseball. There aren't really any ties. But the umpire's like, bro, you got me to a 4. That's it. 2-4 is when you pay me. We battled to a tie. They were the home team. I was actually pretty pleased with the effort and the tie, and it was just a lot of fun. We were on the field Saturday and Sunday. I did get the opportunity to partially live out my baseball card fantasy on Saturday.
Baseball card fantasy.
My baseball card fantasy.
What is your baseball card fantasy?
I've talked about it a little bit before about you stumble into a garage sale, or you run into a sweet old lady, and she says, darling, do you collect baseball cards by chance? My son moved away and left all of these. These are yours. Like, that's partly the deal. So Friday night, I'm laying in bed, and you want to come up on a gold mine. Yeah. I want to stumble upon a Van Gogh. You know what I mean? I want to be cleaning out an attic and be like, hey,
from some sweet old widow who has no idea what her ex or her former husband was collecting.
So your baseball fantasy is essentially to fleece an old woman of her baseball cards, is what we're talking about here.
More or less, fleece someone.
Wouldn't the right thing to be do?
It can be an old man here. Right? It can be an old man. He doesn't know what he has.
Ma'am, you have something really valuable here. I think I should just alert you that this card is actually probably worth several $1,000s, and I wouldn't feel right taking it from you for a discounted price at your garage sale.
Interesting. I don't think that's
I don't know
how that would
that's
go.
part of my fantasy, actually. Like, that's. I guess technically you're right. My fantasy involves fleecing an elderly person for their baseball
You're
cards.
of the you snooze, you lose contingent on the baseball cards.
You have all of the resources at your fingertips to do all the research you need. You have now put it out at a garage
She could have
sale.
sent that thing in to be graded at any time.
It's there.
There's no age limits.
No. It's all there for you, right?
I think I've figured it out. Ben, tell me if I'm wrong here. I think Woods thinks that this is okay to do because he himself has been scammed, I don't know, a dozen times. So he really is like, turnabout is fair play, and he has no problem with this.
Correct.
I'm looking up the number for the elder abuse hotline right now. 1-800-339-4661. If you know of an elderly person who's being abused, that is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, the reason I say partially lived my fantasy is Friday night I was on Nextdoor, and I just happened to. I'm never on Nextdoor ever. We get it. Kids ride e-bikes really fast. I understand. Oh, there's a suspicious guy in your neighborhood. All right,
pothole.
Kids on e-bikes. It's all it is people complaining about e-bikes. That's it. So I don't know why I did it. But I went and looked, and I just typed into the search bar baseball cards for sale. And I saw this person selling baseball cards. And it was I sent you the picture. It was like 9 binders of complete sets from the 90s. It's
early, mid-90s.
The junk wax era, right? Which I've gone through a billion of them. But I go, how much? $25. I go, that's no brainer. 9. And I go, worst case scenario, there's not one card in there I can use. And I'll just keep these binders, empty them, and use them for mine. Like literally, I'll buy 9 binders for $25 worth the drive. So I grabbed Bo Saturday morning. I said, are these available? They are. Come on by. Bo and I go over in the morning. She opens the garage door. It's a sweet old lady. She said, I'm moving to Tennessee. And I'm like, here we go. And I'm twirling my mustache, dude. I'm twirling my mustache. I'm like, here we go.
You are a monster.
Here we go. All right. And I go, she said, I'm moving to Tennessee.
And you just want to help her out by lightening the load that she has to move to Tennessee.
So she says to me, I walk in, I go, okay. And I reach for my wallet and I pull out my $25 and I hand it to her. And she goes, oh, here they are. These are the binders. And I got sweet little Bo with me. And she goes, oh, are you guys...
Bring the kid. That's a good move.
Such a good move. And she goes, are you guys collecting? You guys big collectors? I said, well, we're pretty new to it. We're about a year in. I said, but yeah, we're pretty hooked on it. And she goes... She looks at me and she goes, come with me, and brings us in the house. Oh. And I go, oh my God, maybe she's a serial killer. I have no idea.
So you're now casing the joint.
Yeah, looking around. She's as sweet as can be. She says, come on inside. And she goes into a guest bathroom.
She broke into her home.
She goes into a guest bathroom and is like, and pulls this thing over. So now I'm going, oh, yeah, this is the fantasy. Here we are. Like, can I be honest? At 51, my fantasies have changed a lot. And I mean a lot. So she opens this thing and she's like, I go, well, are these not for sale? She goes, they are. She said, but I have, I'll be honest, I've picked through and sold most of the really good ones from here. And I go, I looked at her, I was like, you savvy old bird, dude, look at you. So she says, she goes, but there's still like some good cards. And I looked down and I went, does that say 93 Topps Finest? And I go, okay, it's the first ever set of like shiny chrome refractor cards. And I go, is this one for sale? She goes, yeah, grab what you want. I saw some basketball. Opened up the first one. Michael Jordan's the first card. I go, I'll take this one if you don't mind. So I grabbed maybe 4 more binders. So now I've got 13 binders. And I said to her, I go, do you take Venmo? And she goes, no. She didn't even know what Venmo was. And I said, oh, I go, how much for these extra binders? She goes, $10. And I go, 10. Open my wallet. I go, I have $1. I brought $26 with me. Grown man, by the way, and $1 extra. I go, I can run to the cash.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
I can run to the ATM and get a 10 and bring it back. She looked at me, she goes, just have fun with it.
Oh.
So 20.
So you did somewhat.
You fleeced her.
No,
fleeced
she
the old
fleeced
lady.
herself. She offered $10. Then she took a 90% discount.
Your great negotiating tactic of only bringing $1 extra. This is all I
Can you
got.
imagine?
This
Take it or leave
really,
it.
you followed the
Imagine-
scammer's handbook.
Take it or leave it, you old biddy.
She was the sweetest lady. And she goes, I just want to know that they're going to go to somebody that will appreciate them and have fun with them. I go,
It's like, yeah, they're going to my eBay page.
I was like, you have no idea how much fun I'm going to have today. So I got home Saturday at like, I don't know, 9:15. And Bo was like, he's looking through. He's like, yeah, these are old. He goes, I'm going to go play with my friends. Just pick out the good ones. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I sat from like 9 a.m. till about 1 p.m. and I sorted through. Now, the sweet thing too that she did, Ben, this was rad. So she had these complete sets. So you go to the internet and you type in 92 Leaf baseball and it tells you these 5 cards are the valuable ones. You flip, she's got them all in order. So I didn't have to all day long. I went card number 69, card number 102, card number 133, card number 600, card 705. Pull them out, sleeve them, give a quick glance through to see if I missed anything. And then it's done. I spent all afternoon doing it. I got a pile of like really cool old cards that I'm sitting on. I'll save them and send them to get graded later. But if all came down, like if it all worked out perfectly, I mean, it's like thousands and thousands of dollars. So I thought that was definitely worth the effort, the drive, the $26 to find it.
You should knit her a blanket or
Yes,
something.
I should. I had such a blast. She was so
Send her this
nice
clip.
and sweet. But so yeah, I guess the moral of the story is like just like go to next door and like look for stuff. Go scavenging and foraging. I had such a good time.
And also, again, Adult Protective Services,
Is-
1-800-339-4661. If you see elder abuse,
But-
24 hours a day,
Dude,
7 days
there was
a
no
week.
fleecing. She knew exactly what she was doing. She really did. I mean, she was like, oh, and I go, so you're a collector? She goes, my kids got me into collecting in the 90s, and I just never stopped, really. And she's like, oh, some of these are missing this and that, but she was dialed. She goes, oh, I sold my Nolan Ryan rookie for $3,500 or whatever recently. I was like, wow. So
Her family didn't want in on this action?
She's
Wow.
like, my kids don't care anymore
Wow.
at all. So yeah, partially fleeced, but also like, you know, I don't know. My partial fantasy was realized. So
Yeah.
it was a blast.
I kind of in the same vein, I did see a viral Reddit post recently where a grandmother back in like the late 90s enjoyed buying Pokemon cards for her grandson. And so what he didn't know was that when he wasn't at her house visiting grandma, she was still going to the store and buying packs of original 1997, 98, 99, whatever Pokemon cards that are worth thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands.
She kept it for like 20 years in the attic and just kind of forgot about them. And the grandson grows up and goes into the attic and finds them. I mean, we're talking maybe like $1 million worth of Pokemon cards.
Now there's
just
your
sitting in
fantasy
there.
right there.
Because she just kept buying them. Anytime she went to the grocery store or whatever,
Packs.
and kind of just forgot about, he grew out of them or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was just a gold mine sitting in this
It's so
attic.
cool. It's so cool. She was so nice. And the funny thing is I left. I'm not kidding when I say I probably left 25 binders in that bathroom. There's still like 25 binders in it. Maybe I'll hit her up.
I was gonna say, should we go back?
Maybe
up
I'll
there
hit
this
her up
week?
today and see.
Anybody else is interested in some elder abuse? It's still out there.
I'll take some extra cash. I'll bring $29 this time and see if I can make out. But it was a blast. How was your guys' weekend?
Mine was good. Saturday was fun. Got to hang out with some really cool people, including our friend Matt Janella. Hadn't seen him in a long time.
Matty G.
Played some golf with Matty G.
And
at
his
the
son,
Goat.
right?
And his son Bandon, giant Tier 1 Bandon, is
What's up,
probably
Bandon?
listening this morning because he always likes listening to the podcast every single day. They go back and catch everything they missed, including our Craig Stammen interview last Friday, so that was fun. We talked a lot of Padres baseball while we golfed.
Now, did he golf?
Yeah. Oh, Bandon, he was the caddy. Yeah,
okay, so he didn't swing.
He caddied. He didn't swing. It was a tournament, so he was caddying for his dad. Yeah,
okay.
It was a monthly tournament at the Goat.
Well, let's get in the trust tree here.
Okay.
If Matt Janella, who's awesome, like man crush Matty for sure, hugely, and he said, "Hey, Ben, come on out to the Goat. Me and Bandon are going to play around today." Level of excruciating for you, 1 through 10. Because he's what, 9, 8?
Not at all. I can absolutely play with kids. No doubt about it.
So Bandon's better than both. That's also,
liar. I don't believe him.
I think with Bandon, though, he knows Bandon knows what he's doing out there.
He knows the game.
He's not gonna.
Yeah, he knows he's not gonna act a fool. He's not like playing with my kid.
I mean,
I was gonna say if you brought Taylor to play with Ben,
to be fair,
he'd lose his mind.
You can't play golf and expect everybody to be, scratch golfers all the time. I mean, is it fun to play with good golfers? Yeah, I enjoy playing with.
It's kind of fun to play with bad golfers too, though. But if they do it the right way.
But if they know what they're doing, they keep up. And Matty told a story how he got into golf with his Uncle Tony. Matt does his Uncle Tony Invitational up at Bandon Dunes like every year. And he said Uncle Tony was like a scratch player, big money game player. And finally, when he was like 15 or so, he said, you can come along, with our game, but keep up and shut up.
I bet he lost his mind.
Yeah, he was so excited, but he was like, he didn't put up with anything. You couldn't fall behind. You couldn't do anything. Don't say anything to any of the other guys.
Just keep your mouth shut.
And, if you learn how to play golf that way, that's absolutely fine. And I know he teaches Bandon the same ideals that he learned from his Uncle Tony. So that was fun.
Well, it's funny. I mean, I also tell my kids, hey, keep your mouth shut and listen more than you talk. It doesn't work. It doesn't work even a little bit.
And then yesterday was cool. Just waited for the rain delay to end, watched the game, then went over and had dinner at my mom and dad's house. My brother and sister were there.
You have a sister?
I have a sister who collects cards.
Yes, she
does. As well.
I bet she's jealous of my fleecing story.
She probably enjoyed your story as well. As my brother said, it was like something out of Sunset magazine. My mom cooked.
Yeah, what she made?
Like summer feast, barbecue chicken, corn, pasta with some squash, a salad, and garlic bread, and then set the table out on the back patio. It was such a nice evening last night.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It was just gorgeous.
It's like the What About Bob meal.
It was,
if you've seen that movie.
That's exactly what it is. Just like that.
Oh, Faye, is this corn hand shucks?
Same out on the patio where we had my 50th birthday party.
Did you have some wine?
Had a little wine.
What, white wine?
I did have some white wine.
Look at you.
Well, my sister always brings the Rombauer Shard, so we had a glass of that, and then afterwards, in what had to be the most Norman Rockwell moment I've ever had, we went out and played family kickball in the driveway with my nephews.
Unbelievable.
I got my sister out. She kicked one in the air, and I actually caught it. Actually caught it in the air.
Did you? Oh, I would have.
It was pretty fun.
Video of it.
It was not a videoed game of kickball. I haven't played kickball in a long time.
It's idyllic.
Yeah, it was idyllic. Very idyllic Sunday evening.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel the same. Being able to coach and stuff on a Sunday, it was a perfect day, and it was awesome. I mean, just being with all the families and the kids, of course, and wearing them out. It's great. It's so fun. That sounds like a really good meal.
It was so delicious.
And I thought about it when you were talking about it, how it would take me just hours to prepare that meal, and my wife just hours to prepare that meal, and your mom just whips it up.
It's like, we were all going, do you want any help? And she goes, no, it's probably easier just for me to finish it up.
Was it like family style?
Yeah, family style, big platter of chicken and a big bowl of pasta and salad, and it was delicious. It was great.
Well, first of all, Kim, thanks for the sickest invite ever, because I think we ordered takeout again last night. So my family was starving as you guys were playing kickball and eating barbecue chicken and corn and all the things we love. We are 5 minutes from your house, by the way. We could have been there. So appreciate that.
It's probably enough food. She always makes too much, so you probably would have fit right.
No leftovers or anything. I mean, I just
cool
screwed the pooch there on that one. Paul, did you guys do anything exciting?
We hung out, chill.
I'm not asking anymore.
Rip some cards.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we did a little reset around the house, a little bit of a deep clean yesterday. Costco on Saturday night.
Perfect.
Very exciting.
Perfect.
Sexy adventures there. And
did you buy any cards there?
No. I don't know if they had any. I didn't even look because every time I've gone to Costco, it's only Series 1 or Series 2.
Yeah,
which I'm very over it.
Over it too. Well, great. Sounds like everybody had a nice, fun, productive weekend. Everyone's in good spirits today. Padres didn't let us down. Like, we live in San Diego.
The worst part was that delay. I woke up and I go, we got like a 10:10 or 10:40 start. Like, I love getting the game over by noon, get all the work done. I can get the show ready. And then all of a sudden it was like as late as a West Coast start.
I was caught off guard. I probably would have I thought maybe seen it on Twitter, but I hadn't been on social media. So I turn on the game right at like 10:38 and I go, this doesn't look right. And then I see up in the corner, rain delay. Oh.
What did Sammy do during his? I was going to say
he said
earlier.
He was on for a while. I can't imagine he did the entire 3 hours, but I don't actually know. He tweeted that I'll keep you on air, keep you company here as we get ready for the game. But at some point, he had to run out of.
It's so tough when you do pre and
vim and
post.
vigor, right?
I would have panicked.
You have to do if he could have woke up at 6 a.m. and known there's no chance this game is starting on time. Like, it is it's flooding in Cleveland.
Right.
He would still have to get down here and do a full pregame show for an hour.
David said he did the entire.
Did he? Now I know he keeps like all of his interviews that he's been playing on the pregame show, so he'll recycle.
Probably replayed Craig
a lot of the
Stammen
recent one-on-ones and stuff, and so he did the whole 3 hours and 11 minutes. Wow!
Yeah, everybody giving Sammy credit for doing 4 hours. Congratulations, Sam.
That was a scramble. Then
that must be tough.
Everybody
doing 4 hours, Sam,
and then
tough day for you.
Well, then another 3-hour game, and then another hour post-game show.
Wow, that's tough.
A full day on Sunday.
Yeah, we also watch the games and.
True.
I'm starting beef with Sammy for no reason. I love Sammy. I'm just saying,
taking strays.
Little credit would be nice every now and then. That's all I'm saying.
By the way, congratulations to Sammy for hitting
2 million.
2 million TikTok followers over the weekend.
It was TikTok, not Instagram?
TikTok, I believe, was where he hit 2 million. I don't know where he's at Instagram.
And then like 500,000.
Then he's celebrated by
his
debut with Julian Delgaudio on their Fox Final Sports show last night. I saw too.
That's too much, man. That's too much. That's too much.
2 million people watching everything you post
in your
every
business,
time,
bro. Wearing you out like
crazy.
Like, how many followers do you have on X?
Me, 32,000.
I've got
a lot.
Yeah,
it's a good amount.
Over 30,000.
Can you imagine 2 million?
I can't.
As much flack as you get.
2 million.
30,000.
I mean,
can you even imagine 2 million people?
I just can't. I can't wrap my head around it. I really, really cannot wrap my head around what 2 million people looks like, which is about 2 million people more than listen to Pat McAfee's record from Friday. By the way, you'll go back and forth from time to time, like, man, I should, X really sucks now. It's really tough, and people are mean as hell, and it's more negative than it's ever been. And then Friday comes along. I guess I'm an anomaly. My mom birthed a monopoly. And Pat McAfee drops an album, and the entire world comes together to take a dump on it. And I thought to myself, okay, you got me. You got me for another year. I'm here. I saw some of the greatest tweets of all time. I can read them for you next. I just got to find them. I laughed so friggin' hard on Friday, the people's tweets. And it's funny, the only people that said, hey, man, great record, they're all ESPN employees. Somebody said every ESPN employee woke up, it was in their phone like U2 did to everybody with their album when they put it in. Because every ESPN employee, there was a picture of a guy talking, and then there was somebody with a gun in his back saying, here you go, talk about the new Pat McAfee. It was so good. It was so good.
I don't know if the better clowning was the clowning on Pat McAfee or on Jaden Daniels all weekend.
It was Pat.
For number 5, they were both pretty good.
Jaden's wore off for me in like 15 minutes. Once teams started posting like, we only scored 4 runs in honor of Jaden, I was like, all right, we've jumped the shark. But to have almost the entire universe except for ESPN employees being like,
right,
this is like the worst affront to music ever. It was so
What's
good.
The commonality here between people who like Pat McAfee's album and don't? It's people who are paid to work with him. I see.
It was incredible. I loved it every second. So thank you for delivering. And on days like that, you know X is going to deliver, and X did give it to you on Friday.
All right, we got a lot to get to. A whole weekend of Padres games, a busy show. We will set the menu for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods and get to our Padres wrap-up of yesterday's 5-0 win over the Cleveland Guardians, all coming up next. Glad to have you with us, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, San Diego, incredible place to live. Like last night, idyllic, but let's be honest, it's not getting any cheaper. Housing, healthcare, taxes, groceries, it all adds up. And when people start thinking about retirement, one fear rises to the top. What if my money doesn't last? That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors help people build retirement strategies designed for today's reality, factoring in inflation, market uncertainty, and the real cost of living right here in San Diego. They take the time to understand your goals and your comfort level because no two retirements look the same. Trajan Wealth has offices in Carlsbad, at Liberty Station, and in Escondido, and they work with people who want confidence and not constant financial stress. So if this has been on your mind, start with a conversation. 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1. TRAJAN1, or just go online at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben is experiencing some FOMO. He's also speaking in the third person. Welcome back.
When did this start? Prime time. Prime time.
Yeah, my buddy Scott is in Scotland right now, and he just got off the golf course. Scotland. It's his own land, and he's playing like some of the old courses right now on his vacation.
I got a deal for you. You're more than welcome to go. Need you take the equipment and get up and work at 1 o'clock in the morning.
When would the show?
Had a nice chat with my therapist about all of that on Friday, by the way. I feel much better.
See, now I could probably do that. Our show wouldn't start until 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So play a round of golf in the morning, get up, then go back, do the show from 2 to 6, go have dinner. It's actually would be great.
Wouldn't that infuriate you even more?
I'd be
That it's like super convenient for him?
infuriated. How'd you do it? I played 36, had some haggis, and now I'm doing the show.
Had some lunch, took a nap,
Yeah,
and here I am ready to go. What's up, guys? How you doing?
He said, I mean, if you want to come out for a few days, and go,
Who just flies to Scotland for a few
I can't just
days?
fly out to Scotland for a few days.
You can just take the gear. That's it. It's the new rule.
But I'm seeing pictures of his round this morning. They played North Berwick. They got. I was like, ooh, I am feeling the FOMO right now on the golf course. All right, we got a big show coming up today on a Monday. We will go through all the Padres weekend games, starting with the wrap-up of yesterday's 5-0 win. Good bounce-back victory for your San Diego Padres.
Say so.
In the 7 o'clock hour, we'll have Don't Do This, and then Craig Elston will join us to talk Padres baseball. And a win for SDFC on Saturday night.
Incredible.
Kind of stole one, kind of in the opposite fashion of all their other matches. Got the late penalty kick goal by Anders Dreyer to beat LAFC in an upset win, 1-0 up in Los Angeles. A really nice one.
I did not watch. I'll be fully honest. I forgot it was on. I did see the notification though, and when I saw goal 89th minute, I went, not again. Like I thought there's no way it happened in San Diego's favor, and then I had to do like a triple take. I'm like, wait, we score. Oh, okay.
I might have had the greatest sports watching experience you couldn't plan it better, and not plan it, but you couldn't work out better. Missed the entire Padre game, every pitch. Got one hit. Didn't see a highlight. There weren't any. It was just done. And then put that game on about 30 seconds before the penalty. and that's what I watched.
So I will be interested to get Craig's take, because I did watch really the whole match. And it felt like we SDFC, about to give up a goal several times. And somehow they missed a couple of point-blank shots. CJ Dos Santos made a couple of great saves. And you kept feeling like, all right, we're about to lose. We're about to lose this. And then they turn it around in the end and turn it into 3 points and a win.
Incredible.
Maybe just what that team needed right now. And they get another game coming up on Wednesday as well. So we'll talk to Craig in our 7 o'clock hour. 8 o'clock hour, we've got Take on Woods at 8:20. I got 4 new categories for you this week and a brand new prize, another instant win concert prize week. If you take on Woods and beat or tie him, you will win tickets to see Luke Combs at Petco Park on June 26th. So that's a ways off next year, but you can be one of the first with tickets
next June
for next summer's show.
Wow.
The tickets are now info available at lukecombs.com. So we'll have that for you coming up at 8 o'clock, 8:20. Dennis Lynn from the Athletic.
It's Monday. Oh, Scotland on the brain.
Yeah,
we are done.
We're in for a long
day. I'll just ignore the Scotland text right now. Dennis Lynn from the Athletic will be with us
your phone
at
out in the hall.
8:30.
You have to put your phone out.
And then at our 9 o'clock hour, we'll have our round of report. MLB reach around. Padres just quickly did not get a ton of help in the wild card race over the weekend. The Phillies swept the Twins.
Twins had them.
The Diamondbacks did lose yesterday, so the Padres remain a game up on the Diamondbacks, but now tied with the Phillies for the last 2 playoff spots. So technically Philly with the tiebreakers. So the Padres currently holding that last playoff position in the National League. But as long as the Padres keep winning series, they will be fine.
Correct.
I know some people were going, you can't lose games to teams like the Cleveland Guardians.
Sure you can.
Sure you can. If you keep winning every series, I did the math, you don't have to sweep any. But if you just series win out and stack them all the way, Padres should get to 92 wins. If that's not enough to make the playoffs, then
it wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be, exactly. So that you just keep stacking series wins like they are doing right now. Padres should be just fine down the stretch. So I'm not going to complain about 2 out of 3, especially on the road.
Who could? Who could possibly?
Even though the Phillies did better, they swept on the road. And the Diamondbacks were taking on a tough Atlanta team. Figured that would be a tough one on the road, and they got 2 out of 3 as well.
Yeah, I don't like the fan that is mad about a 2 out of 3 on the road ever. Like you gotta.
I saw a couple of places that I can't lose games like that.
Sure, you can't.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Happens to all of them.
Come back and win on Sunday.
There's gonna be a 3 or 4 game losing streak probably between now and the end of the season.
It's gonna suck.
I hope not. But
I hope not too.
It's probably going to happen. But so far so good. Padres keep it rolling, and we. We'll get into the wrap-up of yesterday's 5-zip win, Casey Mize's performance, a little pop from a couple of guys, home run balls, coming up next year after Traffic with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
San Diego 805 northbound on the 94 on-ramp. We see brake lights for your drive. Once you're on the 94, you should be at the limit. 5 northbound, southbound. No delays for your morning commute. I'm Fonseca with San Diego Traffic.
This update is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety.
School season is here. Remember your driving ABCs. Stay alert for bicyclists and children crossing. Stop for students getting on or off the bus. Look out in school zones. Follow the posted speed limit. ABC. Go safely, California. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
I love winning, man. I love winning.
You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap up.
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
And Rengifo swings, hits it in the air towards the right center field gap. Nobody going to catch this one, and it's going to go. Home run, Luis Rengifo. Snuck it over the line in right center field. His 4th of the year, and a 2-out solo shot in the 2nd inning will bring home the first run of the day. And Sheets swings. He launches one in the air deep to right field. DeLauder is back at the wall. This one going to go. Back to back for Rengifo and Sheets. And the Padres take a 2-0 lead here in the 2nd inning. And Bogarts lines it up the middle into center and a base hit. Merrill home from third base, and Xander comes through with 2 outs. An RBI single to make it 3-0. 2-2. Martinez serves it on a line to shallow left center. Bowen on the run, dives forward and makes a great catch. Jace Bowen just into the game for defense, flashes the leather, and in front of friends and family makes a spectacular play. 2 away here in the 6th. On the way, and Bowen hits it in the air up the right field line. Odell's going back. He's at the wall, looking up. Gonna go! Welcome home, Jace Bowen. Oh, what a moment. Opposite field shot. And Bowen with his 2nd major league home run to extend the Padre lead here in the 8th. Cronenworth in the air, deep to right field. Adele's going back at the wall, looking up. This one gonna go. Jake Cronenworth. It's the Padres' 4th home run of the day. A solo shot with 1 out in the 9th, and it's 5-0. 1-2 pitch, and Lowe swings and misses. Strike 3. Matsui with the K to end the day. Padres take 2 out of 3 at Progressive Field. They have won 7 out of their last 8, and a long wait, no problem here today, as the Padres shut out the Guardians 5-0 behind 4 home runs and 6 shutout innings from Casey Mize.
Yeah, great. I think right now it's about winning series, and put yesterday behind us. We have a chance to win the series on a rainy day game Sunday. It turned into a night game, and we came out and played a great game today.
Mize, what have you learned about him just in these, say, last 2 starts? He just kind of gets it done.
Yeah, he's very meticulous and organized in how he goes about his process. Today definitely threw him out of his routine a little bit with the rain, but he's been here before with some rain, so he kind of knows the drill. But he went out there and attacked from pitch 1, used a splitter, a slider really well, and I thought he just kept them on their heels the entire game. And I think that's just kind of what he does. He throws a ton of strikes and just tries to keep the other team on their heels.
How important has the power aspect of your offense been as your offense has taken off?
Yeah, I think it's kind of come together, hasn't it? Where our offense has played better, and then the home runs have come with it. It allows us to score runs really quickly. That's just what home runs do. We don't have to put 3 hits together to score a run, and it felt like early in the season that was the only way we were scoring runs, to put 3 hits together. But these guys have found their swings. They found their approaches at the plate. What's come with good at-bats is now some home runs. And I don't think they're trying to hit homers. I think they're trying to hit line drives and stay within their bat, and they're getting good results out of it.
Padres playoff odds, according to Fangraphs, up to nearly 58% now after taking 2 of 3 from the Cleveland Guardians. Baseball coverage on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Yeah, it was important for the Padres to not let what happened on Saturday fester. They got, first 5 batters were retired by Tanner Bybee, and now you're starting to get into 10, 12, how many innings without a run? And we're all a little still scarred by the end of the 2024 season, where a team that was seemingly just cooking just stopped scoring on a dime. And then Luis Rengifo stepped up in the top of the 2nd inning and got their mojo back with 1 swing of the bat, worked a good count, got ahead 3-1, and drove 1 over the fence. It continues to be just the most amazing DFA pickup you can possibly imagine here in the second half of the season for the San Diego Padres out of nowhere.
It's remarkable. This is one of those things we talk a lot on the show about, not knowing anything, right? It makes you think that, man, I have no idea. It was such an afterthought move. Like, oh, all right, why not? I mean, AJ's done this before. Just grab a guy and see if he's got anything left in the tank, and don't know what it is. Something comes, clicks. You're playing for something, and could be my last opportunity. I have no, you just never know. And now the guy's coming in and helping this team out in so many different ways, playing out of position for you, whatever you need. But yeah, if you didn't watch the game yesterday and you looked up at the box score and saw the Padres hit 5 bombs yesterday, and Toddy didn't get one, Manny 4 bombs. Toddy didn't get one, Manny didn't get one, Ty France didn't get one, and Jackson Merrill didn't get one. You'd be like, what happened? Yeah, Jace Bowen got one, Xander Bogaerts got one, Gavin Sheets got one, and Luis Rengifo got one. And Jake Cronenworth.
They stopped.
Is that 5?
No, Xander just had a 2
Xander had an RBI
Yeah,
single.
they stopped at 4 in honor of Jaden Daniels.
Oh, no.
Kidding.
See, we've lost it.
Gavin Sheets, I did not realize that the Padres had not hit back-to-back home runs all season. Followed the Luis Rengifo. Hadn't hit one since April of last year was the last time the Padres went back-to-back.
Good Lord.
I was
That's
like,
shocking.
really?
It's
That
jarring.
is, I mean, when you have a lineup that features oftentimes, Tatis and Machado, back-to-back, or at least, Ty France and Machado back-to-back, are you telling they have not hit back-to-back home runs since April of 2025? But
it's bananas.
Yeah, it was the first one, and then that gave Casey Mize the lead to work with. They added to it with the Xander Bogaerts RBI single in the top of the 4th inning. I love how Xander's swinging it right now.
Yeah, he's
in the 8 hole in the lineup. He is just making nice, good line drive swings. Occasionally can get more, as we saw
like on Friday
night.
Wow,
but I loved what I saw from Xander Bogaerts for those at least those 2 games.
I think the most important home run hit yesterday maybe was the Jake Cronenworth home run to tack on that extra run. Mason Miller then grabs some pine. And listen, I love watching Mason Miller pitch as much as the next guy does, but when it's unnecessary, the more rest, the better. Now, he could come out against the Mets, have to go 2 out of 3. Maybe he's a little bit rusty. I'll take my chances. We'll talk about Friday night.
I had people losing their minds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I had people calling
Miller.
me like, what is going on here?
Right.
But no, that ended up being the first series victory for the Padres all year that Mason Miller did not pitch in.
Yeah.
That's a win for the San Diego Padres.
I think so too. I think that's absolutely. Now, rest easy because he was warming. He was getting warm to come in. So the Friday night, we'll talk about it at some point. I thought the reactions were a little bit insane that I saw out there, but that's nothing new.
Jace Bowen, of course, huge game. Not just the home run, but an incredible catch to rob Angel Martinez in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yep.
Would have probably scored a run if it got by him. Casey Mize was working on the shutout there. Then made another nice catch, recovering kind of in the 7th inning after not seeing it really well off the bat. But come in as a defensive replacement, then hit your 2nd career home run. You do it oppo. You do it in front of the friends and family. Although he admitted after the game, I think he had like dozens, because he's from the area, dozens of friends and family came to watch the game. He said only 4 of them stayed through the rain delay.
Oh, now that's harsh.
No.
He got all those tickets. Went to all that trouble.
They knew he wasn't in the starting lineup, and it's like, are we really going to wait hours and hours to see Jace just ride the pine the entire game? And they ended up missing, Sports Center worthy catch and a home run from Jace Bowen because they all left early. Sorry, family of Jace Bowen, you missed out.
Oh, they feel like huge turds right now. That's something I would do.
Not good. But really,
I'm going home. This is garbage. He's not even going to play.
The big story, of course, is the Padres trade deadline acquisition, pitching like you want trade deadline acquisitions to pitch. And
He's outstanding, man.
Casey Mize with the lead, filling up the strike zone. You get a multi-run lead. You don't have to worry about the solo shot tying a game anymore. So he threw strikes and he did a great job. Just what you were hoping to see from Casey Mize for the 6 innings. Really good. Just 3 singles allowed.
Yeah,
great.
Low key, just nasty.
Great. Didn't blow people away. Only struck out 3, but didn't have to. And I saw Tommy on Twitter, Too Much Morton's saw something about Casey Mize out like in the
reserve.
With no strikes and 1 strike, he's like locating 91 to 94. And then when he gets 2 strikes, he'll get it up to 95, 96. He's got a little extra in the tank to try to get guys and finish the at bat.
That's very old school pitching mentality. That is very, Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, whoever you want to throw in from that glorious era of baseball. I can hump it up to 97. I don't do it every single pitch because I need to work the corners. I need to work up and I need to work down. And he's kind of a throwback in that respect. And yeah, he showed a couple of examples. And yeah, man, he would hump it up to 96 when he needed it. That's Benny, that's quite a difference when you're standing up at the plate and he's locating 91 outer half and you're like, I can't really do anything with that. And then he throws 96 by you down the middle. It's quite a difference. So made guys uncomfortable all day. Not a real comfortable guy to face. He's not Mizorowski or anything, but man, when you're locating like that and the splitter is as nasty as it was, he's been outstanding.
You mentioned no Mason Miller. We did see Adrian Morejon again.
Yep.
He only threw 9 pitches, though, got through his inning quite quickly in the 8th. And then when Mason Miller sat down, we saw Yuki Matsui back. 2 more strikeouts. He's got his ERA down to 2.25. It's time to just acknowledge the fact that Yuki Matsui.
I'm not saying a word. Just keep it up. Just keep it going.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Just keep going. Keep doing your thing. He's been great.
He's been terrific.
Terrific.
And also, good job by, whether it's Craig Stammen, the coaching staff, whoever, the players, in managing that 3-hour and 11-minute rain delay.
Sure.
It's
they're pros.
They are,
They've all
but they're
been
also
through it.
pros who don't see a lot of rain delays.
Yeah.
When you play for the San Diego Padres, this was the first one all
they've
season
seen.
for the San Diego Padres. I don't know how many the Guardians have gone through, but my guess is more than one over the course of the season, playing in the Midwest and more East Coast games. So it's different for the San Diego Padres trying to figure out, all right, how are we going to change our routine? What are we going to do? I heard
It's
a
really
couple of
hard for
guys just took
pitchers.
naps.
Yeah, 100%. Grab a nap.
Try to not get too amped up too early, because that is a real problem. You get a rain delay, you're hyping yourself up for a 1:40 start time, and all of a sudden you've got nothing left when 4 o'clock rolls around because you got too hyped up. So you got to figure out how to dial it back down and then dial it back up when the game time comes around. And I thought they did a real nice job of managing all that.
Misty Brothers 34 says maybe played a little Pusoy in the clubhouse yesterday. Always a fun thing to play when you've got some time on your hands. Bust out the Pusoy and get after it.
Just careful, though. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it with the Pusoy.
Especially before a game.
Yeah.
I mean, they call them Pusoy legs, and they get very weak. And you've been sitting and rotting playing Pusoy all day, and it's like, hey, man, we got a game to play. Don't go first to third on a single because you got the Pusoy legs.
Look, I understand it. These are young, athletic guys.
Yeah, make a lot of money.
Pusoy is probably on their mind 99% of the time.
Agreed. But
you
there's a
just
job, you
can't
got a job to
overdo
do
it before the game.
Yeah, you got a job to do. Pusoy after the game.
Be professionals.
Be professional. Yeah,
Maybe help out Walker Buehler with the Sunday crossword puzzle.
That's right.
Or something.
That's right.
That they managed it. Makes for a little bit of a later flight to get into New York, but night game tonight.
Yep.
We'll get into all of that coming up. We'll talk about the games on Friday and Saturday as well as we head into hour number 2. All guests on Bennett Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. Hour number 2 of Bennett Woods next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Men of Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future. When charged with a crime since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, let's go backwards in time through the weekend. We just wrapped up the Padres 5-0 win over the Guardians yesterday. Neither you nor I watched a ton of Saturday's game, and I don't think we missed much.
I can actually wrap it up for you in
Can
about
you?
8 seconds.
One run on, let's see, one hit. That's all we got. One
We had
damn
no
hit.
runs, right?
You can't say damn.
Oh, we got one.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Manny Machado double play ground out.
Ground out. That's right.
Scored the run in the first inning.
Yes,
Here we
classic,
go.
classic.
Padres on the roll. They're up 1-0. And that was it against Joey. Is it Cantillo or Cantillo?
Cantillo.
I thought it was Cantillo.
Everyone says
And then
Cantillo.
I heard a couple of people saying Cantillo over the weekend.
People
Whatever
like
it
to-
is.
People like to get fancy
Yeah.
sometimes.
He
but
did
I do
the-
think it's Cantillo.
And even Craig Stammen acknowledged it again. Yep, Padres revenge tour game somehow. Joey said, I didn't care. It was good to see like some familiar faces that I had remembered playing with in the past. Just a couple of guys left, really. But he was sharp, though. When I went back and watched the recap, the guy was sharp against the San Diego Padres. A lot of off-speed stuff, which we also saw on Friday, but I don't know if that was a strategic decision or just what was working for him. But Joey Cantillo was excellent. The Padres did pull off a very nice cutoff play in the bottom of the first inning to limit the Guardians to just one run against Wandy Peralta. And if you want to dive into something on Saturday's game, the decision to use Wandy as the opener there, which left-handed lineup, left-handed Wandy. He had been effective as an opener a few times in the past, but let's be clear. Wandy has not been good since he went on the bereavement list and came back. Don't know if the two are connected, could be completely unrelated, but Wandy has struggled in the last 25 days or so. He has given up runs in most of his appearances, and you put yourself maybe in a bad situation counting on Wandy Peralta there. Then they went with Kyle Hart. The next inning, he had been really, really good, but gave up a run, and that was it. Padres were behind and never came back before they even got to Randy Vasquez, their bulk guy. Kind of put him in a bad situation there where you enter the game trailing, so you feel like you got to be perfect. He wasn't. He got 5 innings under his belt, but 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Did only walk 1 and struck out 5. I didn't think Randy was terrible. Didn't get some help from his defense there in the the 7th inning when they had the double steal, and everyone came around to score. But it didn't matter at that point since the Padres were doing absolutely nothing offensively. But definitely second guessed maybe the decision to go with Wandy as the opener in that game.
Yeah, I mean, pitching chaos is pitching chaos for a reason. It's because the starter whose turn it would be in the rotation has not been super effective, even though Randy has pitched a little bit better as of late, Ben. I just don't know what you do. Now, the good news is if and when you get to the playoffs, it's a non-issue, right? That you don't need a 5-man rotation. You don't really even need a 4-man rotation, really. I mean, you piece a game together, and it probably won't be that group of guys that gets it done. So kind of a necessary, like if it all kind of worked out perfectly in a loss, didn't hit the ball a lot. You got thrown out on the base paths. It wasn't a clean game at all, but you didn't have to go to anybody really. I'm not saying of value, but of note. Nobody
Griffin
of note.
Cannon got his inning in.
He got his inning, scoreless inning. Kinda punchy.
Will it be his last, though, with Joe Musgrove pitching on Friday as rehab start for El Paso? The numbers were a little iffy, 9 hits and 5 runs, but 70 pitches, velocity was good. Joe seemingly coming out of it feeling good. There is a chance that spot in the rotation, the Randy Vasquez day, could be where Joe Musgrove returns later this week.
Does it ever
we'll
work out perfectly like that for Padres fans? I don't feel like it does, but I'm sure hoping that that's exactly what happens.
I've got tickets for Friday's game, so if we can just schedule it, I think it maybe lines up close to then.
It could, absolutely. Would be a potential day for Joe to come back for the San Diego Padres, or he maybe gets one more rehab start and then comes back the following week. But he is closing in on what will be a pretty big moment for the San Diego Padres and fans to see Joe back on the mound again. I assume, I don't know how effective Joe's going to be after 2 years off, returning to the major league level. I know emotionally it's going to give everybody a lift.
Oh, yeah.
Fans, players, coaches, everybody to see Joe back on the mound.
Him
in the
running
big
out of that
leagues.
dugout will be a moment.
What a moment that will be. I mean, the standing ovation is going to be unending. You're going to have to delay the start of the game.
La, da, da. Oh, dude, I got goosebumps. Thinking that'd be awesome.
So it seems like we're getting very close to possibly seeing that moment, whether it comes this week or not. I have not heard any decisions yet from the San Diego Padres. All right, back to Friday now. The series opener. As the Padres took a 5-game winning streak into their series against the Cleveland Guardians with Michael King on the mound. And, of course, he immediately falls behind early. Solo home runs by Nathaniel Lowe, Brian Rocchio. He's down 3-0.
How about that lineup that Stephen Vogt threw out there?
Lefty, lefty,
1
lefty.
through
Lefty,
9,
lefty, 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 lefty.
Like, oh, man. I mean, mentally, you're pitching, you're like, whew, okay, not a righty in the mix tonight. All 9 lefties. And yeah, if you leave it over the middle for some of those guys, Benny, which he did, they're going to tattoo you, and that's what they did.
But there was a certain segment of the season where if Padres are down 3-0,
toast.
Feel like the game's over. But this is not that segment of the season, even against Gavin Williams, who is one of the best pitchers in the American League. And that is why what they did to me was so remarkable on Friday. Xander Bogaerts takes a kind of a hanger and just crushes it.
Again, and an answer. He answered
top of the 4th
after, they put up runs, and it's that they've been doing this recently where, it's just getting that 1 run back is just such a jolt.
And this was a 2-run shot. So you're down. Now it's 3-2. Now you feel like you're basically, it's a toss-up game again. And then Fernando, 115.5 miles an hour off the bat in the top of the 5th inning down the line. Just a classic Fernando shot to tie the game. And then what about Luis Camposano, the game that he had on Friday, just peppering the right field wall off of Gavin Williams and continuing to do that throughout the game and knocking him out after just 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. I mentioned on Friday morning, like this guy has had every start has been good other than one, like in Sacramento.
Right.
And they did to him in Cleveland that one start again. That was one of his worst, if not worst start of the year for Gavin Williams against the San Diego Padres offense.
They were on the heater, and he the guy's an absolutely incredible pitcher. He had a game plan going in. He was missing with a lot of breaking stuff early. So these guys were able to say, all right, I'm going to stay on the heater. And they got to the heater. And he throws a good one. He throws a really, really good. He is a number one. If they're in the playoffs, that's their number one guy. That's the guy that's going. And they beat him handily. Like took him to the woodshed. And they were down early, but they were grinding out pretty good ABs. You looked up in the 2nd inning, he was at 55 pitches or something. You're like, oh, okay. So this is how we're going to do it tonight. And then it kind of turned into, you're like, oh, we feel like we got this game in hand a little bit.
So yeah, but it was not over. I mean, it was still somewhat close.
Two-run lead, but it just felt like they once they knocked him out, it felt like, oh man, we were winning this game.
But that led to the thing that worried everybody when Michael King was followed by Yuki Matsui for an inning. And then Jeremiah Estrada came out, and I was not surprised. I did not think we would see Adrian Morejon after what he had to do on Wednesday.
Yep.
I was pretty sure, knowing Craig Stammen, that it was going to be an off day, second off day in a row for Adrian Morejon. Just wanted to give him a little bit more rest. So that didn't surprise me. But then when Bradley Rodriguez warmed up in the bullpen in a save situation, I mean, it's a 2-run game, and it was not Mason Miller, there was definitely some concern among San Diego Padres fans. My instinct, though, which turned out to be right here, was that Craig Stammen just wanted to give both guys 2 full days off. And Mason Miller had, when you look back at his, game log, it pretty much been every other day for the last 8 days. And, Craig Stammen said, I know what that feels like. I've been a relief pitcher. And when you are throwing up and down every other day, that many days, you need to get a second day off somewhere. So they had made the decision before the game. They were not going to use Mason Miller on Friday night.
And I saw so many people upset about it. And we talked to Craig on Friday, and I said to him, yeah, man, if I'm a manager, I'm going to make decisions that I can explain and cover my own ass with. And
because we've been talking about Toddy not starting on Wednesday.
Yeah. And he laughed, and it's a real thing, but there's a plan. And they stuck to the plan. Had that plan backfired, he's dead, man. Like everyone's ripping him, ripping him a new one today and all weekend. They were ripping him a new one after we won.
Right.
Like, that's the funny part. Now, the thing is, too, is like, I think we have to submit to the fact that it drives fans crazy. You're not in there, right? And obviously, they're not going to come out before the game and say, Mason Miller's not available tonight.
Right.
That's going to change the entire tenor of how the Cleveland Guardians play.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to tell us that on the show. And we're going to give Mason a night off, and probably Adrian, too. Gonna double up for him. Obviously, he's not going to say that. That's pretty good info for Stephen Vogt to have. So he's not going to say it. So you feel a little bit in the dark. Is he hurt? What? You never know. He could have come to Craig before and said, I'm freaking gassed. I did not sleep last night. I got diarrhea. You know, you name it. Like, whatever it is. I don't feel good. You know, my cat died. You have no idea what goes on in there. And so it's hard for us.
Also, could have been like, I feel great.
I feel great.
I'm ready if you need
You're
me.
taking
And they
a
just
day
said,
off.
all right, good to know. But hey, like we talked about it with the Tatis thing on Wednesday and how they've kind of done it all year. Like when they have an opportunity with a day off, if they can give a guy a couple of days, because you don't get back-to-back day offs very often in Major League Baseball. And he pretty much told us on Friday morning that, yeah, that was the plan with Toddy. And that's probably the last time the rest of the year. Like,
well,
they
it's even
need
more
him ready to
important for
go.
pitchers, to occasionally have those back-to-back days off.
The thing is like, I think a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this myself. I just was with Tatis. I just was guilty of this. They're not robots. This isn't a video game. Just because there's no green bar that says 96, yeah, I'm getting him in the lineup today. I was guilty of it. I'm not even talking trash. Because I was guilty of it the series before. Like, I need my best player out there. Now, that player came off the bench. It impacted a win. So I'm going to complain about it a lot less. But it's a couple of moves that you look at and go, man, that could have backfired spectacularly. I don't look at it either as like, I saw somebody go, well, Craig is betting, the house on this. And if it backfires, I'm like, yeah, but it didn't. So ultimately, it was the right decision. Well, because it worked, it was the right decision.
Well, and not only did it work, but it has a double benefit as well.
Correct.
Because not only do you still win the game, give your two top relievers a day off, but you have now bolstered the confidence of one young Bradley Rodriguez, who came in, gave up a hit, but bared down. And
gross, man. He is gross.
With the changeup, and then
the Padres are going to move on to the playoffs. You're going to need guys like Bradley to step up. It may not be a ninth inning save. That will probably be Mason Miller, but there's going to be an intense sixth inning or whatever.
The playoffs,
you're going to need those
in the
guys.
sixth or seventh inning, you've got closer type mentality.
It's basically
closer. And to
Awesome.
see him ramp it up to like 101 miles an hour. And I forget who the batter was, but it was 1-1. It was clearly a strike, and the guy's like tapping his head because he has no clue what is coming there from. He is so confused by Bradley Rodriguez at that moment. Like, was that 101? I don't even know what I just saw. That was pretty nasty from Bradley Rodriguez.
I don't know what the numbers are. I feel like Cleveland is maybe the only team that's worse than the Padres at challenges.
Yeah,
they were
pretty bad.
horrible.
Yeah,
The last couple of opponents, the Astros, the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. It's made me feel better as a Padres
There have
fan.
been some other bad teams as well. It wasn't just the San Diego Padres all season. And then after the game, a little conversation about Bradley, who says, that is what he is wanting to do, like a future closer in Major League Baseball. And Craig Stammen echoing that, like, we think he's got closer, not just stuff, but makeup, mentality. He's got that whatever you need to have.
He's
that
got
thing, that Trevor Hoffman, you just have.
He's got it.
And he seems to have that. Now, do the Padres need a closer in the next couple of years? We don't know the answer to that. They've got Mason Miller right now. That job is taken, but at some point, perhaps Bradley Rodriguez will inherit that mantle of the next closer for the San Diego Padres.
Mariano Rivera used to set up for John Wetland for many years, and then he became Mariano Rivera. It happened. So it was outstanding. And again, like, I just, as soon as it happened, I go, I didn't think anything like, oh my God, he's hurt. Like, I knew he wasn't hurt unless he tripped over some stairs in Cleveland or something. We didn't know he fell down the hotel stairs. I had no idea. But, obviously I just thought, okay, extra day off for him. Hope this works. And it did work to perfection.
So Padres should be fairly well set up now going.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
How worried are you about Michael King?
I mean, he bounced back nicely after
start.
giving up the 3 runs.
Quality start.
We just have yet to see a start in which he has all of his thing.
We've seen two.
Working. No. I mean, the numbers have been good in a couple of his starts, but even those, he had to rely on like one or two of his good pitches. And like the third one, he still has not been able to put everything together.
I'm not overly concerned. I don't know that he goes game one for us.
Do you think now Casey Mize is your game one starter?
Potentially. But I don't know. He's just off a touch, just off a tick. And
he's had a couple of games, like maybe one every like 6 weeks, where you go, okay, that's vintage Michael King.
But
even looking at his numbers,
even in those number starts, he always said at the end of those starts, like, yeah, I know I was very effective, but I still didn't have the feel like perfectly on a couple of the pitches.
Yeah. His best start was against the Dodgers in May. He went
nasty.
7 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs with 9 punches.
I remember even after that start, he said it still wasn't quite back to what my feels from like 2024.
That's just eyewash.
maybe,
I think it is.
Not being complacent.
But no, in general, I don't think he hasn't been what we've expected from Michael King.
But very solid. Like as solid as you get, quality start, got through 6 innings, limited the damage. That's kind of all you can ask for. 3 earned runs. Like, okay, that's fine. His ERA is 3.4. Like, maybe we're just getting greedy, at this point. But it's when you see that pitch kind of float over the middle, and those guys are like, oh, here we go.
He did do a tremendous job, and someone brought this up over to me the weekend, of bringing Randy Vasquez on for the in-game interview as well with Michael King last week. No, it was last week when he came on and got to show some of Randy's personality, which was delightful. It was absolutely delightful to see Randy get to do some of that as well and joke around with Michael King and Don and Mud last week. But yeah, I'm not worried about Michael King, because you know that guy is always looking, and he's like one slight adjustment away, it feels like, from being Michael King again. It's taken so long. Like, he thought he would have found it by now, and he hasn't quite found it yet.
Yeah, and which, again, if you can do that and limit the damage and give your team 6 innings, and I think maybe we're getting a little bit greedy here. Very few guys are going out there and going 7 innings, 2 hits. No, I mean, we're not, Jacob Mizorowski is Jacob Mizorowski. So Michael King was effective enough to get the job done. And the offense, by the way, came out and picked him up. That's what has to happen.
Well, it's going to happen. And the Padres formula is the starting pitcher just needs to keep it close. And then you've got your bullpen and you've got your late offense that has been your weapon all season long.
Yep.
So you don't have to pitch 6 shutout innings. You need to pitch 5 to 6 and give up, like 2 runs.
Yeah.
And you should give the Padres a lot of chances to win.
We're in it.
Padres have won 5 out of his last 10 games that he's pitched in.
That's good.
Not quite good enough, but
you factored into 4 of those decisions. But still, you look at
he
did they
won his
win
last
or lose
2?
those games?
Yeah.
He's won his last 2. Yep.
All right.
So Padres well set up for the series against the Mets, but they are playing well. We'll look at that a little bit later in the show. Preview the next 3 days in New York as the Padres head to the Big Apple. But when we come back, it is time for Don't and Do This. Had a very curious signing in the NFL over the weekend.
Indeed, and just the best debut that anybody could ever draw up on paper.
Probably will never be duplicated again.
It's never happened before. Probably will never happen again.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too?
Got Craig Elston coming up after the bottom of the hour. First, though, it is time for Don't Do This on a Monday. Woods, take it away.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when I saw this morning that the Seattle Seahawks have gone ahead and decided to sign cornerback Terrion Arnold, who was formerly with the Detroit Lions, drafted in 2024.
But they need a cornerback. They need depth at that position. What's so surprising about the signing?
Well, the fact that he is out on bail for armed robbery and kidnapping and is facing a potential life sentence is what made it a little bit jarring to me. Now, again, he did submit a not guilty plea. He's out on bail. He is free to pursue football right now. But if it's odd to me, like if you had told me, so the Lions have decided to keep him, and I would say, and put him on the, the restricted or pup list or whatever maneuvering you want to do. It makes sense to me. Well, he drafted him. They're going to stand by the kid. The fact that they caught him, Seattle's like, well, we'll take him. I mean, Paulie made it. We talked about it in before the show. He's like, what if the Padres were like, Let's sign Wander Franco. You never
know, right?
You never know, just in case.
Like we would be outraged. We'd be
I think everybody
spinning
would.
our wheels.
But they're going to see how it plays out in the legal world, and if they're like, we don't have enough evidence to convict him on these 4 charges of kidnapping and armed robbery.
I was going to say, even Wander Franco or this guy up in Seattle, there's going to be one fan at least that's like, hey, seems pretty smart to me. You never know.
Yeah, it was very odd. So that kind of made sense if they kept him, but it didn't make sense. You could still sign it. I think they didn't want everybody rushing to sign him if he was not guilty or,
It makes their offer stand out.
Correct.
Because he's getting it right now as opposed to waiting for the legal process to play out.
Exactly. Very odd, man. Very odd. Now, again, this is the nature of sports. It's not the first time. It's not the last time. You make a lot of concessions to win.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of concessions to win, even if you're the defending Super Bowl champion.
All right, let's have 2 do thises this week instead of
DD mega do
don't do thises. I want to start. Congratulations to Sweetwater Valley Little League.
Unbelievable.
It was back on Friday night, but they did it. They beat Kauai, Hawaii 11-3 to claim the West Region Championship and advance to the Little League World Series this week in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Noah Kirk, who is Alejandro Kirk's nephew, I'm told, struck out 7. Isaac Martinez hit a grand slam in the 11-3 win. Seeing them celebrate there on the screen. Chula Vista, Bonita, that area is just one of the great hotbeds for Little League in this country. This is the second time Sweetwater Valley has made it to the Little League World Series. They did it back in 2015. Of course, we've had the great Parkview, Chula Vista teams that have gone in the past as well, and they will begin play on Thursday with their first game against Davenport, Iowa. It'll begin, I believe, at 3 o'clock our time in their first game. And for those just south of the border who may be listening, Tijuana Municipal Little League also made it, and they will begin on Thursday morning as well at 9. So we actually have 2 local teams out of the 20 worldwide teams that have made
that's
it.
amazing.
2 of them are probably, as the crow flies, 15 miles away from each other?
Yep.
Pretty awesome and incredible, and good luck to Sweetwater Valley at the Little League World Series.
It's actually quite intimidating to run a baseball program and watch those kids play. It's quite intimidating. I spent an inordinate amount of time thinking.
You watch that and think Bo's 2 years away from that.
Right. What are they, 12?
10 to 12.
10 to 12?
12-year-olds is the max.
Okay.
Generally, you fill teams at this
Mostly
level with a
11 to
lot
12.
of 12-year-olds,
Yeah.
a couple of 11-year-olds.
He's almost 9. So,
yeah.
Need to hire him a better coach is what I'm thinking right now. No, it was incredible. I watched most of the game. I'm so soft now because I was rooting for them, obviously. But, man, I find myself feeling very upset for the kids that give up the grand slams. And when the coach comes out, your heart breaks for him because you know how much time and effort it takes to go into it. And
the kid for Hawaii that was pitching, and he hit a home run. His team, he did all he could.
Yeah, man.
And yet his team was losing when he got pulled for the pitch count. And as soon as the coach got the ball from him, he just broke down.
It
felt like,
guts me.
He felt like he let his team down, even though he hit the big home run to try to get him back in it. He did everything he could.
You're so
I felt
close.
so bad.
You've gotten one game away from Williamsport. It's getting there's the real prize. I mean, that's as far as you can get.
That's it.
Yeah.
Then you get to spend the week in the dorms and having fun, and they just treat you like royalty. So that is the toughest place to possibly lose, is in that regional championship.
When the coach comes out and he's like, "Hey, you're good. It just murders me every time." But again, was rooting hard for them. They made it. Congratulations to them. We got one more. Do this.
DD mega do.
I think this is in your wildest dreams. You get called up to the big leagues and you just don't embarrass yourself in your first game, right? That's kind of all you're hoping for. Like, I'll take a first pitch 6-hopper to the shortstop. I don't want to strike out looking. I don't want to pull a Graham Pauley and foul a ball off my face and or swing at a ball in the dirt. I just don't want to embarrass myself. I want to look like I belong. Well, St. Louis Cardinals outfielder Joshua Baez certainly looked like he belonged, Ben, when he hit not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in his major league debut.
In his first 3 at-bats, including the very first pitch he saw in the big league. And it wasn't a cheapie either.
No, dude. It was unbelievable. His baseball cards went from like $110 autograph to like 1,000, 1,100 over like that day. They went up. I was monitoring it on my phone. I couldn't believe it. But it was exceptional. And he had been in the minors for a while, and he came up and showed right away he belonged. But then I started thinking, well, is every game after this just like there's nowhere to go but down? This just doesn't happen to anybody.
You have to at least consider retiring immediately after the first game. Right?
Yeah.
Just creating a legend, like living on the legend the rest
For
of your
the
life.
rest of your life.
I think he probably wants to see how far he can take his big league career.
What's the audio we have from that, Paulie?
I got a video of him after the game. He was talking about his father, who's no longer with us, but how he had dreams of being a major leaguer and the message that he left with his father. It was really touching.
I know you dealt with some hard stuff with your family over the last couple of years. What's the meaning of that today, of being here today, and being able to show those folks the career?
Nah, yeah, like I don't want to get too much, like just like into it, but like my dad, his dream was to play in the big leagues, and like never got to sign or anything. And the only promise that I made to him was that, that I was going to be able to do that for him. And he's not here with us here, but he's in spirit, and I know I'm so proud of him.
You talked. So he was there in spirit, and we'll talk about the spirit of his father.
I'd like to do that at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, we will get back to that.
It was beautiful.
It's gorgeous, stunning, touching, and incredible. And I know everyone on this show will certainly feel the same.
By the way, that has never happened in 125 years of big league baseball. A guy hitting 3 home runs in his
may never
first
happen.
3 debuts. Yeah.
They listed kind of the 10 greatest debuts, and of course I remember well October 15th, 1892. Bumpus Jones threw a no-hitter in his big league debut, which is pretty cool. He walked 4, he allowed an unearned run, but 0 hits for Bumpus Jones.
We need to bring the name Bumpus back.
I couldn't
a little
agree
bit
more.
There's not enough Bumpuses in our elementary schools.
Could not agree more. Plenty of Brixtons and Braxtons, but there's not enough Bumpus Woods. Just incredible, man.
And
just to hit 1 home run in your major league debut is nuts.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, when we come back, Craig Elston will join us on a Monday. SDFC's big win and his Padres hot tub thoughts on a series victory over the Cleveland Guardians. All coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let's get our first guest of the week online. Go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. We are joined by the host of the Padres Hot Tub Chromaniacs podcast, Craig Elston, with us. And Craig, it was a very good weekend for both of our teams, SDFC and the San Diego Padres, including a really much-needed road win for SDFC on Saturday night at LAFC. Stole one from LAFC at the end there, Craig.
Absolutely did. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, buddy.
That was the win of the year so far for San Diego FC. And you always want to say so far because you hope that there are tons of bigger and better experiences for the Cromados going forward. But BMO Stadium, a place where LAFC has the best home record in MLS since they came into the league, where this year they had lost one MLS match in 8 tries, and to go out there and in 10 tries, pardon me, and to go out there and take care of business. Honestly, as we were getting ready for the Chromaniacs postgame show on Saturday, I was thinking to myself throughout the final, 20 minutes of the game, that it was going to be one of those unique broadcasting challenges to explain why a 0-0 draw was like one of the most important and best results and best played games that STFC had all season long. And then, quite thankfully, LAFC's excellent center back just lost his mind. Threw his hand out there like one of those crazy waving balloons at the
car dealership,
at the auto dealership. Yeah, exactly. And just throws it out there and gets the handball in the obvious obvious pen. A little unfortunate that Anders Dreyer decided to go Brandy Chastain on us, because then he had to commit a really important tactical foul later, and so now he's going to be out for Wednesday at Portland. That could potentially be a really big loss to the lineup for a team that really needs to keep their momentum going. But this was a huge step in the right direction, guys. And to see Achuri out there, to know that they did it without Thorhallsen, who got a chance to rest. He'll probably feature, prominently on Wednesday. Very exciting, the direction of this club. First time in a while, you could really say that.
Yeah, the panic, sets in towards the end, and then you realize, okay, we are finally out. Like the extra time is going to run its course. And it was such a good feeling, Craig. But you did you go up for the game, or did you watch it here?
No, I had to stay back for Chromaniacs postgame show. I was invited on the supporters bus, but if you're on that supporters bus, you're not going to be right to podcast.
I heard it got a little wild. I heard, I saw some videos. I mean, it's a true rivalry, and I think it's expressed by, unlike the Dodgers, they won't admit it. LAFC admits it. I mean, this is so far,
and they haven't won yet.
They haven't won yet.
STFC's 3-0-1 now in 4 matches against LAFC. That's
pretty incredible.
Pretty unlikely for an expansion team there, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, take that, right? It's completely unlikely. But let's be clear. We've got 2 LA rivals now, because Chucky FC is coming in a couple of Saturdays,
dude,
down here. That's going to be the match. Yeah,
pace yourself that day.
Of the year.
Pace yourself.
How mad/disappointed should we be in Anders for the, as you said, needless yellow card for taking his shirt off in celebration? I'm sure he thought game was pretty much over. What is his stupid yellow card? Because he knows, right, that's a yellow card. That's just an automatic yellow.
Yes.
So
yeah, everyone knows. Yeah.
And so it was really, I mean, he wouldn't have done it if he had already had a yellow card, obviously, because he's smart enough to not do it. But as you said, then he had to take the tactical foul and will miss an important match on Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's tough, because obviously Anders Dreyer, I thought it was interesting on the Apple TV broadcast that they were talking about him as a potential MVP candidate in the league. I think from San Diegans' myopic perspective of only seeing ourselves, we're like, oh, Anders has had a down year compared to last year. But last year, honestly, if Messi doesn't exist, he's the runaway MVP.
Yeah.
He had a great year in the history of the league with close to 40 goal contributions. This year, Anders has been the constant point of focus for the other team's defense. And it has really put him into an assist-only mode for a lot of games. I'm going to be very, very curious, because on Wednesday now, without Dreyer, does that mean Achuri starts? Does that mean the offense starts to run through him a little bit more? Can they get Marcus Ingvartsen a little bit more involved? He's been a little bit off since the break. These are going to be the key questions for the Chrome and Azul to answer Wednesday up at Portland.
All right, how about this? Anders Dreyer getting MVP votes. How about Luis Rengifo getting MVP votes for your San Diego Padres? Holy crap. I lay in bed at night and think, where would we be without one Luis Rengifo? It's big hit after big hit. It's been pretty incredible, Craig, and really the whole squad, man, and 1 through 9 contributing, and sometimes the big dogs don't have it. The smaller dogs come in and eat for everybody. It was a really great series, I thought. To beat Gavin Williams was exceptional. I've watched him pitch this year. He's nasty. His numbers say he's nasty. He's a 1, and they took it to him.
This team has raised their level. They truly have. And this was the team that I thought this Padres team was going to be at the beginning of the year. And it took them 4 months to become the team that I thought at the beginning they would be, a team with an excellent offense, a team with a deep offense, a team that is led by two of the best outfielders in the National League in Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill. And yes, Luis Rengifo, the spell that was cast whenever Samad Taylor came up to turn Quad A into All-Star, it just appeared to pass over to Rengifo once Taylor got hurt. I hope it keeps going. I mean, he's well over 100 at-bats of hitting like Milton Bradley did, basically, with just a little less power. If people remember that incredible 2007 burst.
Keep Bud Black away from Luis Rengifo.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. And thank you for understanding it, Ben. That is actually the message I wanted to deliver this morning. Keep your hands off my Rengifo, buddy Black. We don't need any ninjutsu moves here, pal. But yeah, it's really great to see. And we were talking about it on last night's Padres Hot Tub. To see a lineup, first of all, that's a lineup that's not changing every 3 days, that has guys in roles that they're comfortable with and essentially assigned to. And, in particular, Tatis, obviously, leading off, playing incredible. Cronenworth has been good since coming back from the All-Star break and from concussion. He's not incredible, but he's been good. Machado, honestly, has been terrible the last 4 weeks. And the team is still succeeding because France is locked in at 4. Merrill is locked in at 5. And guys, Luis Campusano.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this was I kind of got on a little bit of a thing on the show last night, but it just blows my mind because I feel like in at least 25 other major league cities, people would be talking about Luis Campusano like, oh my God, this guy is a core piece of our present and our future.
Yeah.
How many catchers can have a 158 WRC plus like he has today? Hit to slash 300, 400, 500 like he is doing right now. This is Mike Piazza stuff with just a little less in terms of the slug. And nobody was like, well, Mike Piazza's good, but hang on, in a year we're going to replace him.
Right.
We got something better coming up. And I got a lot. I don't want to build a straw man, but there was at least this decent discussion in our Padres Hot Tub Discord this week about well, should you call up Salas? And I'm like, no, this is Campy's job. Fermin is playing well. This is the classic Family Guy. Oh, well, what's in the box? We've got a boat, but what's in the box? It might be a boat,
Right.
This is what you want as a hitting catcher. It's a unique thing in baseball. Almost nobody has it. And I just really want to put some shine on Luis Campusano. At the beginning of this year, most people had written him off. And we did an episode saying, you've got to give this guy a full chance to prove himself in the big leagues. And, major kudos to Craig Stammen, to the coaching staff, to AJ Preller for finally, after putting him in this 2-year jail of Mike Schilt's lack of confidence or maybe borderline hatred for the guy, to just give him a smile and a pat on the back and affirmation. And he has turned out to be one of the best and most important players on this team. If he stays healthy, he's a star in this league. He's not just okay. He's a star in this league. So I'm just really, really excited and really happy for him to see all the hard work where 2 years ago he was banished in this organization. He's killing AAA, and they're like, nope, we're never going to call you up. We're gonna trade 2 starters for Freddie Fermin instead of calling you up. We wouldn't dare call you up. And now he's finally got somebody to believe in him, and he's proving something that we knew years ago when he won the Cal League batting title. This guy can really swing it.
Padres Hot Tub host Craig Elston on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better. And I've been kind of toying with this in my mind the last week or two, and want to ask you, Craig, did we miss something? Because we all pretty much had said, this Padres team just doesn't have it this year. We don't know why, but they just don't have it. Did we miss something that this was still in them, capable? I mean, what
I did.
What was your thoughts? And is there something we need to do better as fans / media when covering this team?
Baseball is such a tough sport, Ben, and you know it as well as anybody, and you as well, Woodsy and Paul. Like, this game delivers more false information than any sport in the world. You can be fooled for months, but I don't think we were all crazy. We were all just watching what we saw. The Jackson Merrill that hits 198 with a 42% chase rate and is on pace for 180 strikeouts. The Fernando Tatis Jr., who has 4 home runs in 95 games. The Manny Machado, who at midseason has one of the bottom 5 batting averages in all of Major League Baseball. These players are almost putting us through Job-style trials, of like, oh, you want to believe in us? Well, what if we go 3 months without hitting?
Right.
What if we go 3.5 months without hitting? Do you still believe? And then they turn it around. The biggest thing I would just truly say is that Merrill and Tatis have powered this turnaround. Those are the young, core, in their prime stars of this team. And their turnaround has fueled the offense's turnaround. So we all knew they had something more in them. I think all of us knew that they had more in them than what they had provided. But you start to wonder when you're getting to the 350 at bat mark, like, is this just a lost season? Is this just one of those years where you just go, I don't know why, but he didn't have it. But they have, and they've turned it around. And guys, for all the talk we had earlier of 2021 pitching collapse or 2023, it just doesn't come together. Now it feels like 2024, but with more danger. So it really feels like a sequel because they're not safe. Like, just dropping one series is enough to potentially put you out of the playoff bracket right now. The line keeps going up. The pace is accelerating in the race. It feels like they will have to win 87, 88, 89, 90 games to get into the playoffs. And I think they can. I really think this team has turned the corner.
Yeah, I just still scarred from 2023 where I insisted all season long that this team was going to turn it around. They're going to get it going. Haven't played their best baseball yet. And then they never really did.
Yep.
And I have never forgotten that.
Never
and then this year it was finally like, okay, I've learned my lesson from 2023. This team doesn't have it. I'm not going to continue to insist that they can turn it around. And then they turned it around.
Of course they did.
All right. Well, Craig, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob.
We'll see what happens over these next 7 days. We'll talk to you again next Monday.
Can't wait, fellas. Take care.
Thanks, man.
There he is, Craig Elston, host of the Padres Hot Tub Chromaniacs podcast and our weekly contributor here on
I'm glad Craig took a minute there to specifically give Campy his flowers. I don't think he's gotten enough this year. I texted you guys on Friday, though. He had a great game on Friday night, but he made me mad.
Campy made you mad.
He made me mad because I started thinking, I let myself go there where I started thinking, if they would have just played him in 2024, maybe he could have been the guy that got the one hit that they might have needed. And that team, you never know what happens if they just score a run in 2024. And it just made me mad that we had a guy that refused to play him. Refused to give him a chance.
You just never know.
I got pissed off all over again.
I know he can't be. I give, of course, Stammen and AJ and all those guys for sticking by him, but the work was put in by Luis Campusano, and he had a lot to do mentally. He had a lot to do to get back to those, get back in the good graces of to earn that chance, and signed him to a nothing, 1 year $1 million deal or something, and we all went, all right, this is
last
it,
chance.
like last shot.
Yep,
and has played incredibly well. And that AB, when he went to right the other day, was just such a thing. It looked like vintage Manny, actually. I'd like to see that from Manny eventually again.
And don't forget, as Woods told us a couple spring trainings ago now, Luis Campusano, the best smelling big leaguer
You've never smelled
he's ever encountered.
You've never smelled anyone that smells as good as him. Ever. Male, female, it doesn't matter. He's number one on my list.
All right, we'll come back. Take on Woods, Dennis Lynn, busy third hour. Ben Woods next on The Fan.
Halfway home on a victory Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great series win in Cleveland. On to New York, the Big Apple, to take on the Mets, who are playing a little bit better baseball right now, and we'll break that down for you later. Got Dennis Lynn coming up at 8:40 this morning. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer. Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, and I got a DM from Luis. He said, hey, would you guys give a shout-out to my wife, Monica, for her birthday. So happy birthday, Monica. She's starting her first full week at a new school district as a school psychologist. So I know we give the teachers an immense amount of love on this program because thank you, bless you, for taking our children every single day. But the school psychologist, man, that is an underappreciated profession.
I'm glad that
days.
it exists.
Me
I
too,
didn't know
man.
that was a thing.
We
yeah.
didn't have them when we were growing up. We had a counselor, maybe.
I think
but
maybe
is that
that's
the same thing?
Same thing.
That's what I was going to
potentially.
ask.
Yeah, maybe.
I had a guidance counselor.
But I think it was more like academic guidance for the most
I
part.
went to my guidance counselor to like help with college applications.
Maybe this
and
is
stuff
different
like that.
than,
Yeah.
which I think it's a great idea. If kid feels like there's somebody he can go in and trust and talk to. So hopefully, Monica, it goes well for you. It's one of those things.
So
where
many issues like bullying and so many things that
bro.
go on when you're a kid.
The teachers do get all the appreciation, but
actually they don't get near enough.
They don't get near enough, but I'm saying we also need to give a little love to the guidance counselors, the office
the nurse.
secretaries, the nurses.
Bro,
I mean,
those kids in the nurse's office,
dude. Yeah.
I hurt my toe. I need to go to the nurses. Like he's trying to get out of all of them. Taylor was in the nurse's office last week. It was his first week of kindergarten.
You know who really doesn't get any credit at all? This is the playground monitor. Because you always, as a kid, were afraid that, yes, the whistle, like keeping things in line. Can you imagine the chaos if they didn't have that person out there?
No.
And as a kid, you always felt like they were the least friendly person.
Lord of the Flies.
They were always like just getting mad at everybody all the time. And their reputation was, oh yeah, the place, stay away. Like, oh no, she's looking at us right now, or he's looking at us right now. And you hated that. If that position didn't exist, it would be utter chaos.
Like I went to K through 6. You'd have like 12th grade or 12-year-olds beating up, 7-year-olds on the recess.
The lunch ladies, they don't get. I mean, they got a whole song by Adam Sandler.
Lunch lady,
Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. So yeah, shout out to Monica. Hope it goes well for you. But we let's throw back to a story that we did in Don't Do This, and that we actually did it for Do This. Joshua Baez, the outfielder for the St. Louis Cardinals, who hit 3 home runs in his debut. It's a story it's hard to wrap your head around, and they grabbed his debut patch off of his sleeve immediately after his first home run. That's going to go on a few Topps cards, I'm sure. They got his cleats sent to Cooperstown. I mean, it's a huge.
They weren't even his cleats.
They were somebody else's.
They were borrowed. I don't know if it was Jordan Walker or someone, but he showed up and his cleats were all kind of scuffy and dirty. And they go, you can't look like that in your big league debut. So they went to look for someone who had the same size.
Crazy, man.
And had some clean, sharp-looking cleats. So he played in someone else's cleats.
Too bad he didn't play with Manny, because Manny's got 7,000. If you've ever seen his locker, you're like
shoe boxes,
bro. What Foot Locker employee? Like it's crazy.
He's already got the extra locker.
Yeah, he's got the extra locker. It looks like a Foot Locker, literal Foot Locker. It is nuts.
No, it was incredible though what Baez did over the weekend, and I loved the reaction videos and the stories that came out after the fact. Saw a video from the locker room of his AAA team that he had just left. They were watching on TV live, and somebody recorded the reaction when he hit the third one. All his former minor league teammates are going nuts.
So cool.
They're like, pay this man
in the clubhouse.
Extend this man.
That was so
going
good.
nuts for him. It was awesome. But I think my favorite was we played one video in Do This where he talked about his father who passed away and how he had dreams of being a major leaguer. And he's just said, Papa, I'm going to make the promise. Like, I will get there for you. And it was just to have that debut. It was amazing. And Derek Gould, Derek Goold, he covers the Cardinals, has for a long time. And he had this video out where he said that after making history with 3 home runs in his MLB debut, Joshua Baez tells us the story of a bee that followed him and how he felt the presence of his late father, Jose Manuel El Bronco Baez, today at Wrigley Field. Here's what Baez had to say.
that took that, as if he was the bee, because it was right on me every single inning, and I've never had any type of bees or any animals or flies. So, I just know that he's super proud and that he's here with me right now in spirit.
And his name is Jose Manuel. What did you all call him? Is that what we could call? What did you call him?
El Bronco. So, he just went by that. Just a big, stubborn guy who has so much power and so much strength.
Yeah.
Do you want to be El Bronco in the big leagues?
That's something for later on. Yeah.
First
I haven't really just tapped into that.
That's a smart baseball player right there. That's a smart
Very.
rookie that goes, look, yeah, I just made history, but I'm not
Settle
about
down.
to give myself a nickname on day one. That's not how it works.
So that's pretty crazy, man. Makes his debut, and there's a bee buzzing around him.
All three at bats.
All three at bats. Wouldn't really leave his side, and just kind of stayed with him the whole time. And I don't think it's that big of a stretch to say that bee was clearly his father, El Bronco.
Yeah. We had the story earlier this season, the pitcher that said his mother loved butterflies, and there was a butterfly that just kept hovering and hanging around the mound while he made his debut or had some incredible start.
It was a butterfly, kind of an uncommon one, I do believe. And it was around, and it was I can't remember his name. He got hurt early.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
The bee is not. It's not his dad.
It is.
It is not.
He just said it was. He said, I've never had any animals or flies around me ever.
Okay, but you're playing at Wrigley Field. There's ivy all over the outfield. Of course, there are insects on the field.
He was
that
at the
aren't
plate,
on
though. He wasn't even at
He was all, but he probably had a smell or something that attracted the bee. The bee just followed him around. You never had a bee following you around for a while.
Never.
It's happened to me all the time.
Never.
Again, I don't doubt that the spirit of his father was somewhere present for him on that day, but I just can't believe that it's the bee that's following him around.
He said the bee was in fact following him around.
Okay, maybe this is my problem. Once I am gone, I don't want to come back as a bee flying around. I don't want to be an insect. I don't want to be a butterfly. I don't want that. If I'm coming back as something else, I want to be a human again.
How
Can
else
I
would
please
he
be a
let
human again?
He wanted to let his son know, hey, I'm here with you. I got you.
How does it work? Are there rules? Can he temporarily inhabit the bee? Is that how it works?
Number one, I don't know how it works, but I do believe in things like that. It was that father wanted him to know,
Okay,
I'm
but
here.
now
I'm with
think-
you.
Now think about it. At some point, probably this bee is inside Wrigley Field. Someone's just going to squash it or swat it.
Probably.
That's so sad. I mean, if that's his dad and he just gets squished by, a vendor later in the day, I mean, didn't follow him into the locker room, wasn't
Got to
there all
see
day.
those 3 home runs, though, didn't he?
I think if you asked Baez, he probably, again, we don't know what happens when you pass away, but he's probably thinking it was just for a moment he was the bee.
Just for a moment, is that how it works?
I don't think
Just
he's like,
temporary.
oh my,
He doesn't
that
have
was
to
really
live
amazing.
an entire life as a bee.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking, oh God, that was so powerful. That was emotional. I felt my dad's presence, but oh man, he's a bee. He's not going to live very long.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he was thinking.
Okay, well,
it's just a sign.
Wonder what I'll come back as.
I don't know, but I hope you haunt Ben.
I'm going to.
Spider.
Can't believe
Spider.
that you're going to take that kid's touching moment away with your cynicism and your trying to be logical in an illogical world, right? So I love signs like that. I think it's great. We've all experienced them. He's taken a dump on every one of them that we have experienced.
Like you and me personally, like or
personally.
wives or
Personally.
whatever. Like, yeah, you're
I
a
did
monster.
at one point. You're not the worst, though, that I've ever worked with. I've told this story before. I came in emotional one morning. I'd lost my grandfather, and my grandfather came to me in a dream and sat at the edge of my bed, and he was playing his harmonica. And shared the story with my coworkers at the time, and he said, "Oh, I hate to tell you this, Woodsy, but that was a demon." And I go, "What?" He goes, what you saw was an actual demon." And I go, "No, it was my grandfather. He was playing his harmonica, which he did when he was alive. And I have his harmonica, and it wasn't a demon. He was sitting on the bed, and he let me know everything's going to be okay." And he said, "No, I'm sorry to tell you, that's a demon." It's infuriating and mean. And even if you think that, maybe you just suck it down and keep it to yourself.
I mean, I'm tactful
a
enough
demon,
that if
right? Like, what do you know?
if I was there covering Joshua Bias, I'm not going to challenge him on it.
You should have.
You would have.
That's because you're
I'm
a
not
big.
going to do that.
You're too soft.
You're going to do it on the radio, 1,000 miles away.
Would have been
or whatever.
amazing if you're like, Joshua, I find it hard to believe that.
So just to be
I'm
clear,
Ben
you
Higgins,
think
by
your
the way.
dad's a B?
Yeah. I just want to get this down on paper here for the rank and file. You think your dead father was that B? Just to be clear. Okay. All right. I think it would have been great.
Your story just reminded me I think it's one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen is Funny People. I think it's one of Adam Sandler's best. It's a totally different vibe. He doesn't do all the well, he actually does do the goofy voices in that, but it's totally different, serious movie. And there's a scene where Jonah Hill and the guys that he's friends with are on a hike and they're talking about death. And his friend goes, can we just not talk about death? It kind of bothers me. Like there was this moment when I was younger and our grandfather was on his deathbed and he took his last breath. And as he took his last breath, the flame went out.
Yeah.
And we just all viewed that as him going on to the next, going up to heaven. And they go, I don't think he passed through fire to go to heaven. I'm pretty sure your grandpa went
he's
to
in
hell.
Yeah.
And he's like,
in
are
hell.
you kidding me? I'm bearing my soul here. And he goes, look, don't blame me because your grandfather's in hell.
Grandfather went to hell.
Some grandpas go to hell.
So good. So good.
It doesn't bother everybody to think that, all of these insects around could be our dead relatives. And I'm just, spraying like Raid in the pantry going,
you killed someone's child maybe or
whose
lover
possible
or
relative is this that I'm exterminating
from
my house?
Someone's lover.
If like a bee gets into my house, I don't want it flying around in my living room. I want to get it out.
When your dad passes away, and then you might
possibly. I'm swatting flies all over the place. Is like when are we sure that it's a relative and it's not just a pesky insect? That's all I want to know. Because I want to be careful now going forward.
Maybe it was a demon. You never know.
Just like your wife thinks every dirty, disgusting hawk that flies around is
her dad.
Her dad.
It's been weird. You show up at a Little League field and there's a hawk sitting on a wire.
And Ben's like, this thing's probably got diseases. It's going to die soon. Ugh.
Right. No, that's fine. Yeah, you have to believe it, Ben, for it to be true.
I need a Padres player. I need this to happen now, and I need Ben to be there.
Oh, me too. In front of him.
I need you to challenge him.
That was my mom there with me. Ben's like, I don't think so. Actually,
that's very hard to believe, Josh.
Just incredible, incredible. Well,
I thought it was touching.
I thought it was very touching, and I love that story.
What happened yesterday? Dad disappeared. I think he went over. Did Dad I was good for one and then I'm gone?
Yeah, somebody probably
like you
swatted
said,
him.
Somebody swatted him or stepped on him, and that was the end of it. But he was
or he
there.
stung somebody, and don't they die after you sting somebody?
Chris in the chat says he's got a long line of ancestry trying to get inside his kitchen right now. Like a big line of ants.
Yes, I do.
That's excellent.
I didn't really care about that, Uncle, actually.
That is excellent. Excellent.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we got our first game of the week. We got a full slate of categories back for you for Take on Woods and a chance to win instant tickets to see Luke Combs. That is going to be a big show at Petco Park, not until next summer, so you'll be one of the very first to have the tickets to Luke Combs at Petco Park. If you want to take on Woods, call now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We are broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. Baseball season is in full swing, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. Got a backyard pool. You can lay out there, see all your old relatives buzz on by while you're enjoying your time outside your GL pool.
I don't know what to say to that.
All right, then let's get to today's game.
I hope you come back as like a slug.
I don't want to come back at all,
like
really.
A skunk or like
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like
a porta potty.
That's what I'm,
Who's got the worst
that's
lot
what
in
I'm
life?
worried about here. You can't come back as an inanimate object,
Sure you
can
can.
you? Really?
I thought there were no rules here. There aren't any rules. If your dad can be a bee or a mom can be a butterfly, you can go back as a porta potty.
Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you and we got Kyle today. Kyle, good morning.
Good morning.
We are first game of the week, got a chance to win our new prize. It is tickets to see the big Luke Combs concert at Petco Park on June 26th. Yeah, you'll have to be a little bit patient, but you can be one of the very first to be there. Ticket info at lukecombs.com, and we've got all four categories.
Real quick, not to add any more pressure to Kyle, but we are going to switch things up just a little bit this week. We have a pair of tickets to give away each day.
Oh.
And we're hoping it goes to whoever beats or ties Woodsy at around this time every morning. But if you don't, Kyle's loss could be your game.
Oh.
Because we're going to have to give away those tickets later in the show.
Kyle?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Are cheering for Woods, but you get the first crack at it, Kyle. Here are our categories this week. Our new music category last week was Take the Under. This is Give Me the Over. We got 5 songs, all 2-second songs with over in the title.
Give me the over. No matter the juice.
Our movies category is called The Final Frontier. 5 movies with the word space in the title. Our TV category is called From Bait Boy to Bait Man. We've got 5 series that included Jason Bateman as he continues to age through his life. And then our wild card category is called San Diego Landmarks, testing how well you know our town here. So music, give me the over. Movies, The Final Frontier. TV, From Bait Boy to Bait Man. And wild card San Diego Landmarks. What do you want to play, Kyle?
Let's do San Diego Landmark.
All right, we're going with the wild card category to start the week. Okay, see how well you know your own town. Today I have 5 questions about noted landmarks within the San Diego city limits. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the end of the clock. We'll compare your score. If you beat or tie Woods, you've got the tickets to Luke Combs. Are you ready to play, Kyle?
Yep.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Paulie, your time begins when I begin the first question. Good luck, Kyle. Let's take on Woods. Built in 1985 in downtown San Diego, which now defunct 5-level shopping mall was known for its bright colors, architectural tricks, and odd spatial rhythms.
UTC Mall?
Incorrect. The old Point Loma Lighthouse and a statue of the Portuguese explorer who landed in San Diego Bay in 1542 are highlights of which national monument?
The Cabrillo.
Correct. Opened in 1935, which theater in Balboa Park hosts over a dozen productions every year, including the stage version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Ooh, I know that one. The Old Globe.
Correct. Built in 1857, which Old Town tourist attraction is said to be haunted by the ghost of Yankee Jim Robinson, who was hanged there after stealing a boat.
The Whaley House.
Correct. Which tiny spit of land sticking out from Point Loma into San Diego Bay was a spot where sailors gathered stones to use to weigh down ships and later inspired the name of a brewery. Oh, we ran out of time. Long questions there. That was Ballast Point. And you missed Horton Plaza. You said UTC, but you did get 3. Not bad. Cabrillo, Old Globe, and Whaley House. Let's bring Woods in. See how well he knows his adopted town of San Diego. All right, wild card category today, Woods. It is San Diego Landmarks.
Oh, boy. Never leave my bubble.
60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins.
D for this.
You'll do fine.
Uh-huh.
Time begins.
Yeah,
begin the first question.
Just any chance to kick me in the nuts he takes.
Good luck, Woods. Let's take on
Idiot, born in Texas.
That's it. Here we go. I can see it now.
Built in 1985 in downtown San Diego, which now defunct 5-level shopping mall, was known for its bright colors, architectural tricks, and odd spatial rhythms.
Horton Plaza.
Correct. The old Point Loma Lighthouse and a statue of the Portuguese explorer who landed in San Diego Bay in 1542 are highlights of which national monument?
Cabrillo.
Correct. Opened in 1935, which theater in Balboa Park hosts over a dozen productions every year, including the stage version of Correct. Built in 1857, which Old Town tourist attraction is said to be haunted by the ghost of Yankee Jim Robinson, who was hanged there after stealing a boat.
Whaley Manor?
Incorrect. Which tiny spit of land sticking out from Point Loma into San Diego Bay was a spot where sailors gathered stones used to weigh down ships and later inspired the name of a brewery?
Palace Point.
That is right. You won 3. Well done.
What was the house?
Whaley House.
I said that.
You said Whaley Manor.
Oh, you're not going to give me that? Oh, my God.
I wanted to keep it exciting at the end. And you won it. You pulled it out. You did really well. You did really well.
I'm going to throw up.
You have adopted San Diego as your own. And you just won for everybody else. Kyle, I'm sorry, but that does open us up. So
Kyle, a local?
He sounded like it. He
Kyle,
got 3
you a
right.
local?
Yeah.
That's got to be embarrassing.
No, he just said UTC. I think if you just
coming back as a porta potty. So
that's true.
Just giving it a second, I think you could have gotten Horton Plaza. But Kyle, thank you for playing.
I've never been more nervous for I was not that nervous for the first take on Woods ever. Like, that was the most nerve-wracking experience of my life.
I really could give you credit for all 5. You did quite well.
Whaley Manor. It's not Whaley Manor.
Whaley House is what it's called.
I feel like Trebek would have said,
yeah, you might have.
Yeah, we're going to give it to you.
You might have gotten. Then we'll go to the judges. You don't know, in the commercial break, they come back and they edit it, and they we have an adjustment,
to make.
Yes. We're adding $400 to Woods and taking $400 away after judges ruled that was a correct answer
100%.
Of Whaley Manor over Whaley House.
That was a load off, dude. I'm telling you. Like,
I thought you might be nervous about
I was
that.
Panicked.
That's cruel.
That's cruel and unusual.
Like, you knew
Payback's a mother. It's a mother.
And you killed it. You killed it.
You're definitely coming back as a porta potty.
Definitely. And I'll be the first. I'll be sitting there with my pants off.
Some
Believe
disgusting
you me,
construction site.
I'll be sitting there nude, just ready.
All right, because Kyle did not win, though, let's give away tickets. So let's open the phone lines.
Oh,
Everybody else,
nice.
Fourth caller, 833-288-0973. Kyle, you can start dialing again if you want. Can try to steal Kyle's tickets to Luke Combs next summer at Petco Park, 833-288-0973. This hour of Better Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. And when we come back, Dennis Lynn, our Linsider from The Athletic. Talk some Padres baseball, the week that was. Get an update on Joe Musgrove, maybe Nick Pivetta, Ethan Salas continuing to swing it at AAA El Paso. Had another home run yesterday. Will he? Thought it was possible last week that Ethan Salas could get called up later in the season. We'll talk to Dennis about everything going on with the San Diego Padres coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Just outside of the San Diego city limits, but a Chula Vista landmark, I think, would be considered 7 Mile Casino. It's right there. It's easy to get to, and it is San Diego's best, most convenient, and best card room.
Way easier parking than Horton Plaza.
Yes,
I'll tell you that right now. Maybe the worst parking experience of your entire life.
Remember the fruits and the vegetables?
Of course.
You didn't remember which one was which?
Was I an orange? I have no idea. 7 Mile, you just park, you walk right in, and super easy. They got California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, and Baccarat for your pleasure and enjoyment.
Yep. You can always get a meal at 7 Mile 24/7 at Sammy's, which is rare in San Diego, any time of the day, any day of the week, whether it's their great pizzas, their chopped salads, or the 24/7 players menu with items like the Kung Pao chicken that I love so much. Enjoyed in the restaurant, out on the patio, which overlooks San Diego Bay. Really is spectacular. And again, card players are treated right. High limit players, great dealers, comfortable chairs, and just a terrific smoke-free atmosphere. You'll find it all at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Patrick Swayze's ghost in the chat says, Take on Woods was tough.
That was tough, man.
Patrick Swayze, of course, came back as Whoopi Goldberg
in the
Ghost.
movie Ghost.
Right.
Brilliant movie, by the way. I
That
loved
was
it.
that was a really good
Yeah, it was really good. The villain guy, you never knew it, right? Like you
Yeah.
didn't know that guy.
Seemed like he was good friend.
Yeah, he's his best friend.
Yeah.
Guy's total scumbag. Amazing.
Molly, you and Danger Girl.
Yeah, you and Danger Girl. So good. You ever see Ghost, Paulie? Or is that before your
Yes.
time?
No, I have seen it. It was before my time, but I went back and watched it.
It sparked a kick of pottery making.
It did.
Dates
Hannah and I,
between-
oftentimes when the kids go down, we'll light some candles, put some music on. She'll get her shirt with no neck, put it on. I'll get behind her, and we just start. You should see all the pottery. That would be my wife's
so
nightmare.
messy.
The mess. It would be her ultimate nightmare. Might as well take a dump on the floor. Like that would be.
They never showed Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze cleaning up
No.
the pottery room
Also,
afterwards.
does anybody feel like making love to somebody with pottery, chalk all over your hands? Come here for a second. No.
Do not touch it there.
Don't touch
Do
it,
not.
please.
It's in my hair.
It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
So
make-
brutal.
Whoa, my love. It's such a good, good
The Righteous
scene.
Brothers. It was
So good.
Good movie. All right, let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It's better. Paulie, if you would.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben & Woods Linsider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
Good morning, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. How was your weekend?
Good morning, guys. It was good. Just looking forward to some news on the Padres sale today, finally.
Yeah,
should finally be getting done. So
I was just going to ask
that's
you
exciting.
about that. So what is happening today? Today is the vote, and then when will we know? They're voting today, and then how long does that take to tally?
I mean, this is probably in all likelihood a formality. I can't remember the last time a vote on a team sale that got to this point was not unanimous. So I would expect we will hear something by this afternoon. And then Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones would probably be introduced at Buckle Park, maybe sometime second half of this week.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. And yeah, I'm obviously like you, Dennis. We've been through a few managers here in our 10 years together. We've been through a lot of turnover. And then obviously with new ownership coming in, we've all visited. What could they do to really make a splash? And I don't know that's going to, I doubt very much they're going to take the podium. We have signed Adrian Morejon to a 4-year, $100 million deal. I doubt something like that is going to happen right away. But what is that kind of transition like, per your understanding?
Yeah, my understanding is not a lot, at least definitely on the business side, is going to change. I think most people on that side of the operation are sticking around. I think in general, you see new owners like stability, especially if the team is playing relatively well, which the Padres are. So maybe that will extend to the baseball operations side too. Obviously, AJ Preller was just extended in January. Craig Stammen has 2 years left on his deal after this. So we'll see how the team finishes out the season. But I wouldn't expect a ton of sweeping changes, especially not right away. But I think, if they want to make a splash, Adrian Morejon would definitely be at the top of the list for a lot of people in the organization. I think there's a lot of optimism that something like that could happen. There's also a lot of uncertainty about what these people are all about, because there's just not a lot that's been written about them. There's not a lot that's known about them, at least outside private equity circles. So yeah, it'll be interesting, especially with the lockout and possibly some Mets games coming up next season, how aggressively they act.
As great as Adrian Morejon is, I mean, he's so unique too, as a lefty who can throw it over 100 miles an hour and valuable. The Padres do have a lot of depth in bullpen pieces, though. We saw it with Bradgley closing on Friday. They got Tucker Musgrove, who could be coming up next year. We haven't even seen, full season from David Morgan completely this year. They've got such depth there. Is it really smart to be investing more dollars into the bullpen when you could, you're going to have to go after starting pitching, Dennis, this offseason? I mean, almost certainly to fill out a rotation.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think on the surface, it's probably not the smartest thing to, devote $20 million a year to Adrian Morejon when you do have that big hole in your starting rotation, or big holes plural. We'll see about Michael King and his opt out, but yeah, this another thing to consider, I think, is this free agent class isn't stacked with players or big time players, and I'd have to, off the top of my head, I don't know if there's a ton of starting pitching out there to be signed.
Tarek
so maybe
Casey Mize.
Tarek Skubal. Yeah, Tarek Skubal's a big one, but yeah, it's not. That's that. I don't know that that's the aisle that they can. And the new owners are like, hey, we just got here. You want us to go out and sign Tarek Skubal for $400 million? Or is that even smart based on what we've seen so far from Tarek Skubal on his new team, Dennis?
Yeah, I think with starting pitching, you never want to put all of your eggs in one basket. So Tarek Skubal will be really nice, but I think everyone kind of expects he'll just return to LA after the season is over. Of course, pending what happens with Mark Walter and that whole situation. But yeah, I think starting pitching, though, I think it really is important. So even though the pitching class outside of him and Casey Mize might not be great, I think if you can spread around your assets, that might be the wisest course of action. But ideally, you'd be able to do both, aside from starting pitching and extend Adrian Morejon. I just don't think the second option is terribly likely right now.
Talking to Dennis Lin from The Athletic, our Linsider segment, brought to you by Humul Casino. And Dennis, the tenor of this season has obviously changed considerably from, hey, should we sell off pieces like Adrian Morejon, to now how do you position yourself not only to make the playoffs, but potentially make a deep run in the playoffs? And we saw Craig Stammen give Fernando Tatis Jr. some rest on Wednesday. We saw him give Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller rest on Friday. He seems like he's determined, even though they are far from being guaranteed a playoff spot, that he's going to continue to manage for late September, early October, even here in August. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this right ever since he said, or even before he said this, but I think we all remember when he said you can't manage every game like it's Game 7 in the World Series, and then that quote did not age really well, at least short term.
Short term, yeah.
Maybe long term this season it does. So I think we're still going to have to find out. I mean, I think the decision to rest Fernando the other day, right before an off day, and after he had I think he had to start off like 10 days before that. That was kind of curious. Although, obviously he looked pretty spry coming in the game, coming off the bench and scoring. I think it was the tying or go ahead run from second base on the infield single. I think it's just, these are things that are hard to see in the moment, whether they're actually working or not. We'll just have to check back in September or October if the Padres make the playoffs and say whether or not it was a good decision in hindsight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's made moves recently and the two games you bring up. I mean, the resting Miller, it could have blown up in his face tremendously. And I always try to remind people and myself, because I got mad at him for not starting Tatis, and then I was like, oh, I understand why you're resting Mason Miller. It's a bit of hypocrisy there. But, again, Dennis, you're in there. Like, he knows more than we do, and it's hard for a lot of us to swallow that sometimes. And I think, the fact that this team is 9 games? Is it 9 games over 500 right now?
9, yeah.
9 games over 500 from where they were. I think Craig gets, a good amount of credit for that too. And your dealings with him this year, he's been pretty steady Eddie the entire year.
Yeah, I think it's clear he's not going to change who he is, even though it's really early in his career as a manager. I think for every manager, that's a good thing, right? You have to be true to who you are. It's just there's so little of a book on him as even a professional coach. He's never really done that before this year, so we're learning that about him. But I think back to the bullpen thing, that's probably going to be the biggest balancing act down the stretch, especially because that's the part of the team that they're counting on to carry them through October again if they make it there. But I think I got the move the other day with using Bradley instead of Mason. Although I'm a little worried about Bradley's arm, considering he's gone like 2 innings in a row, 3 times in a row.
Yeah, he's throwing a ton.
He's 22 years old and he has a history of some elbow trouble. But at the same time, if you look at some of the underlying metrics, he's like a top 5 reliever in the sport already. So it's a nice luxury to have if you're Craig Stanton, and if you can use it to get the best reliever in the sport some extra time off. I think that's interesting risk, but maybe a risk worth taking at times.
It's funny too, because you can use the 22-year-old in both ways. You can say, he's thrown a lot. He's 22, and then you're like, yeah, but he's 22.
He's only 22.
He's 22. And they're like,
plenty of bullets in the tank.
Exactly. It really is makes this sport torturous to cover at times, Dennis, because there's really 2 answers to every story.
Yeah, I think back to just thinking about another young guy the Padres had in the system back in the day, Andres Munoz. Remember there was talk about let's get him up to the majors as soon as possible, because with an arm like that, you don't know how long that's going to last. And then obviously he had Tommy John surgery, and obviously he and Ty France got traded to Seattle, and that trade that didn't really turn out well for San Diego. So yeah, you just never know with these things. But I mean, Bradley at this rate, he's going to be a closer for some team at some point in the next several years, you would think. So yeah, they got to be mindful of his future, but they also, they're trying to win this year. You don't never know how long these windows last. So it's a really interesting balancing act, I think. And Bradley is doing everything he can to show that you should still just keep running him out there, because again, he's one of the best relievers in baseball already.
6 years later, saw Munoz closing out the game last night for the Mariners on Sunday Night Baseball over the Astros. Dennis, wanted to ask you again about Joe Musgrove. Will we see him on the big league level, do you think, after his rehab start on Friday in El Paso? Is there one more rehab start, and how does he get worked back into the rotation?
I don't think there's been official word yet on whether they're going to give him one more. I think they're probably leaning for that, or they were at least. But yeah, I know everyone saw over the weekend he was throwing 97 for the first time in 9 years. and there was maybe some debate on whether that was accurate, but that's just StatCast at the AAA level. So
yeah,
unless there's someone messing with StatCast, it appears that Joe Musgrove has taken advantage of all the time he's had off, and his arm feels pretty good, as he's been saying for the last few weeks. So yeah, I think my guess would be one more, and then you see him back for the upcoming homestand, maybe against his old team in the Pirates. So
yeah,
that's
Pittsburgh. That lines up pretty well. Moments.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little storyline for his his first game really in 2 years. So yeah, I think we're on pace for that right now.
Dennis, appreciate it. Have a good week. We'll have some more stories to talk about next Monday. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Our Dennis Lynn Sutter, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic, brought to you by Hamul Casino on Mondays. And I mean, Joe Musgrove returning against the Pirates. Who knows if we'll see Paul Skeens? They gave him a start off to rest his arm a little bit because he's obviously been struggling. I'm not sure where he now lines up, but yeah, the Twins and Pirates will be coming in for the next homestand for the Padres starting this Friday.
God, man, some fun games coming up, I hope.
All important. 37 games now remaining for your San Diego Padres.
32 and 5.
Are the Dodgers potentially
No.
catching? No. Okay. MLB Reach Around coming up, but the Riddle Report is next with Mena Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Polly. Woods waited until like 30 seconds before the break ended to go to the bathroom.
I don't get it. We've been doing this. We've had the same clock for 7 years.
Yeah. That's okay. When he's gone, it allows me to talk about golf. So that's kind of his punishment for leaving the studio.
I'm the only one that loses here, though.
I know.
And our listeners.
You just left kind of right before the end of the break, like the wrong time. But you're back now. It's fine. I was going to talk about golf.
Oh, no, I'm back. So,
and I wasn't actually going to talk about Scotty Scheffler winning in a rout as he did yesterday.
Yeah, great.
Saw this. They didn't have video of it, but this 18-year-old kid on the DP World Tour. Usually you get 30 seconds before the music plays, Paulie. I mean, you didn't even give me my 30 seconds.
I mean, you've had the whole show, and you wait until the Reindl Report to talk about golf.
He launched what they think might be the longest drive in the history of like competitive golf, 514 yards. Apparently, it was a par 5, and it was kind of downhill. And there was a cart path all the way down the right, and he launched it, and it just kept hitting the cart path and went all the way down.
It's the dream.
Until he was like just chipping off a 600-yard hole, and he was like within a little pitch shot away from the green. 514-yard drive.
Totally counts, my friend.
I did that when I was like 19 at a really, really crappy course with my buddy in Seattle. Dry grass everywhere, downhill, hit a couple of cart paths. It's the only drive I've ever had that went over 400 yards.
Now you're talking golf in the middle of the Reindl Report.
But he did.
That's
I've seen Paulie do it without a cart path. So that last
one at the tournament,
Bennett Woods Open on the 18th at RB Inn. There's like a drainage ditch that's like 290 yards away from the tee, and he flew it. And I'm going, oh my God, Paulie. Doesn't go straight very often, but when he connects, Paulie can hit the ball a mile.
Somebody was drunk in the cart, and it actually woke them up to see it because of the sound. It was like a shotgun blast.
Yeah,
I did a whole bat flip and everything on that.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
All right, big hitter, take it away. Reindl Report,
and get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing today? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah?
All right.
All right.
And we should mention before we got a message in the chat. Spicoli's Gnarly Surfboard. I like the name. He said, interesting but not surprising that Bennett Woods made no mention of the fact that Joey Cantillo, who shoved against us Saturday, was part of one of the worst trades in San Diego history, the Clevenger trade. Or that Joey C has more wins. Yeah, that's what we've been doing, is hiding all of AJ Preller's bad trades for years. You caught us. You got us. We've never talked about that before.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, AJ.
Yeah, we brought up the
AJ,
bad,
that was a terrible trade.
Andres Munoz trade in our last segment.
That's right. So
that was a bad trade.
He almost got us.
When you make dozens and dozens and dozens of trades, there's going to be some bad ones.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we will get started here in the Reindl Report. Real quick, we'll make a quick programming tease. We don't really tease this very often, but we have been asked all morning long, have you talked about this person? Have you talked about this person? We do have a couple of shout outs to their family coming up later this hour, but we will start here with a story that was kind of written for the Reindl Report. This was sent to me on Friday by not just Woodsy, but about 10 other people, as this guy, I believe his name is Jay Lucarelli.
Oh, there he is.
Jay Lucarelli. Who is Jay Lucarelli? Well, he is a streamer and a video game enthusiast who spent the better part of a week playing MLB The Show.
No.
Was it not MLB The
Show?
MVP 05.
Which is awesome.
MVP Baseball 2005. And he was playing MVP Baseball 2005 on an emulator through his laptop, I believe is how he was playing
What's an emulator?
It's a current model on the internet today that allows you to plug in and play old games from the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Because you probably doesn't have a Nintendo setup or PlayStation 1.
You can't stream a Nintendo. It's not Wi-Fi capable. So okay,
Correct. And so this guy, I think on Friday, it said he had been going for 6 straight days or something like that, playing this game over and over and over again until he threw a perfect game against the computer as Roy Oswalt.
It had to be Roy Oswalt against the Red Sox. That had to be the for whatever reason.
Yeah,
it
had to be Houston versus Boston over and over again. And now, if he went into the 8th inning and gave up a hit, he had to start over. If he made it 2 batters in and gave up a hit, he had to start over. I don't know if he was going for a no-hitter or a perfect game entirely, but he did get... And
they just hit the reset button as soon as he gave up a base runner every single time.
This started getting picked up. It went viral online, and then he was streaming to however many people were watching. I have the moment, though, because I believe this was yesterday. He finally got the perfect game, and everybody was very excited for this guy. I kind of viewed it as an entire waste of life.
Kind of a don't. It's like a don't and a do this. Like mission accomplished, but like at what cost? 1,993 attempts.
Yes,
to get this done.
1,993 games. I imagine some of them probably did get into the 9th inning or whatever.
Yeah, Mirabelli broke up one in the 8th over the weekend. And you had people that were watching this. My biggest fear.
This is what I don't get.
This is my biggest fear for my kids is they'll get sucked into this someday. Like, what'd you do today? Like, I watched this guy try to throw a perfect game with Roy Oswalt for 15 hours straight, right? Like, it sucks you in. And there are people that lost their whole weekends watching this guy try to do this.
I still have PTSD from the pandemic when we all watched fake video game baseball.
No. You have this all wrong. We didn't watch fake baseball game video to pass the time. We were ordered.
We reacted and commentate
by our boss.
But we did it. And I am still traumatized.
That should have been the end of our career.
Padres lost that game, by the way.
They lost
the MLB The Show game.
They did more than one.
Yes.
We did it every Friday.
We did for several weeks. And then when they lost like the first 2, somehow we had to cheat to make sure the Padres won one.
I was going to tell that story, but I guess it's been long.
Now, I think we're at statute of limitations.
We had MLB The Show send us a game where the Padres actually won.
We simulated one,
We couldn't keep simulating losses with like everyone's waiting all week for the simulated game where the Padres lose again. We had to cheat to make sure the Padres won the game.
I'll never forget laying on my bed with the stupid game on the computer. And Adam's like, can you be active in the chat? I'm like, yeah, I'll be in the chat today after our show.
What a strikeout by Chris Paddock.
By the way, yeah, man, I'll be. I know there's no sports anywhere. We're all on lockdown. Like the grocery store's out of chicken. Like, yeah, I just pulled 4 hours right out of my ass. 4 hours I just did for you. I completely out of thin air. Nothing would make me happier than to go comment on a YouTube chat of a fake baseball game. And I remember falling.
I'm not doing it again.
I remember I fell dead asleep at one point, and I missed like 5 innings. I got up and I was like, hell yeah. And that's what I wrote in the chat. Oh,
well, here's the moment where Jay Lucarelli finally gets his perfect game. I'll go ahead and say it. If there's a don't do this, it's for his celebration. It was very muted.
It was so muted.
This is it. Everyone needs to clip this.
Got 2 outs.
Hit the follow clip. Okay, Doug Mirabelli. We're going slider. Chad.
Terrible pitch. Watch this.
That's it.
Line drive right back at the pitcher.
That's the no-hitter.
Perfect game.
That's it.
Oswalt faced 27 batters and got them all.
1993.
That's one of the rarest things you'll ever
Grace.
see in a ball game.
Grace.
I did it.
Perfect game by the
Yeah.
pitcher.
I don't care.
Babe, I finally did it, though.
I'm never sleeping with you again.
I'm impressed that they had the announcers for the game record. Like, that's one of the most impressive things you'll ever see, just that they were ready for it. I want to try the challenge. I want to do a perfect Ben and Wood show. And the second I make a mistake, the show ends. We start over the next day.
Start over the next day.
Yeah, we just one a day.
You just have to keep starting the intro. That's how he does it. He doesn't come back the next day.
He was like taking his laptop around the house with him.
Yeah.
He would keep it in the kitchen so he could play while he was heating up food. He was living in it was remarkable.
4-hour perfect show. Like no flubs.
No flubs.
Got to hit
mistakes.
our clocks everywhere correctly. Great teasers.
He made a lot of cash. People were gifting him
Yeah, he was streaming on Twitch, I think, and everybody was jumping in.
I'll never forget, man, Hamby, who runs the board sometimes for Padres games, and I've known Hamby for years. He was around in 94.9 when I was there. I'll never forget him coming to my studio. Woodsy, you got to check out Twitch. This is 12 years ago. I go, yeah, what is it? He's like, people watch people play video games. I looked at him, I was like, it'll never last, bro. Come on. Nobody's going to watch somebody else play a video game for hours and hours. He goes, no, I swear. It's going to be big. I go, no, it's not going to be big. Exploded. Guy probably made thousands of dollars for playing, RBI baseball, essentially.
Yeah, no kidding. We will move on here. We'll go to the NFL as training camp and the preseason continues. Tough news for Woodsy, though.
Very upset.
Early on.
Very upset.
Lifelong Arizona Cardinals fan Woodsy here.
Sick.
Who going to be a little bummed out to see that Jeremiah Love had a high ankle sprain due to a hit on, what was that, Saturday night that they played?
Last week. No, it was middle of last week or third. I think it was
They said
Thursday.
he's going to be out for most likely the rest of the preseason. I don't know how much it's going to impact him. They're still going to need him in the regular season. He'll still get a lot of touches, but how does the Arizona Cardinals fan Woodsy feel about that?
Well, I mean, listen, maybe you don't play your first overall pick 27 snaps in a meaningless preseason game.
Take a page out of the book of Sean Lewis.
Gotta get that
who did
working,
not
He
not
get
let
work
Lucky,
in practice. He's a running back.
yeah,
Like,
did not
he'll be
let
fine.
Lucky Sutton see the field in that scrimmage on Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium.
Why not?
Said
Throw him out there
23
for 23 snaps.
Nope. On Thursday night, he ran 11 times for 58 yards. He caught 3 passes against the Raiders. They're not expecting, but they said they are hoping that he's ready to go week 1 when they take on the Chargers.
My guy, man. Hope he recovers nice. He's a tough kid, so he probably will.
Speaking of the NFC West, Aaron Donald worked out again.
Yep.
What are we doing with that? Are they?
I don't know.
I
It's
feel like
weird.
it's kind of like, I mean, I guess
Foregone conclusion,
he can
right?
do whatever he wants, but I don't know. It's August 17th. Isn't it time to kind of make a decision one way or the other?
I mean,
it's Aaron Donald.
I can see where they want to see what kind of shape he's still in after retirement, but he's a future Hall of Famer.
He's in really good shape.
I mean, what's the holdup here? If he wants
lifted
to
a
play,
Volkswagen straight over his head.
Yeah.
in practice. He's fine.
He doesn't seem like the guy that just kind of let himself go after retirement.
Yeah, he's a freak. I would expect him to be there, right?
I would too. He wants to be there.
I'm excited for this NFL season, more so than I usually am. Got a couple guys in the league that I'm rooting for, so I'm excited. It's always exciting. Great product. Product is always it's always on point.
Finally, we will wrap it up here with one more story. Another story that I love our audience because I got sent this story about 5 or 6 times in the last 24 hours saying, hey, this feels like a Reindl Report clip here. And so we go out to Detroit. This was over the last few, I think last Thursday, I believe. Good Day Detroit, one of their local morning shows, was talking about, excuse me, they were talking about this new show or a survival show called Alone. There's a bunch of them out there right now, like on Netflix and History Channel, where it's basically Survivor. It's a new spin on outdoor survival.
Naked and Afraid.
Exactly. Outlast, Alone. But they were talking about Alone, and they were talking about, I think that one is taking place in like Alaska or somewhere in the frozen tundra, and how these people have to survive, and they got to hunt their own food, and they have very limited resources.
15 minutes.
And they took, that's how long you can make it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe less.
I can make it 15 minutes alone in the woods.
If I have a parka on, I might be able to make it longer, but
that's it.
But this clip from Good Day Detroit went viral for reasons that I don't need to explain it. I'll just play the clip here.
That is if you can provide yourself with food, and again, they're ice fishing because everything is frozen, and you're looking for fat in the beaver.
Yeah,
the beaver is the beaver is the most sought after.
It is true.
Ryan, do you think you could eat beaver? It's fat and then it's meat.
It made them all sick, though. They all got sick after it.
Well, yes, you can't eat diseased animals. What about a moose?
Yeah, I don't know anything about this show, Nina, but you're really funny.
Okay.
You are really
I don't get this kind of pithy back and forth on Channel 10, Ben, and that's what I really demand from my local news. That is,
could you survive by eating beaver?
Because the beaver is the most sought after. Yes, you're right. Many say that it's controlled their lives. Right?
Nice beaver.
That's maybe the greatest.
I mean, if you're
drop in history.
hungry, you got to eat
Even when you're not.
I was gonna say, even if you're not hungry, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
It's just the constant. Let's see when you're younger, but yeah, I thought that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The guy
just lost
hands
it. He's
in
like,
his head.
I can't.
If you didn't see the
Everything's
video,
frozen, and you're looking for fat in the beaver.
Right.
Yeah.
The beaver is the beaver is the most sought after.
It is.
snorting,
Right.
just
Ryan,
starts looking
do you
down.
think you could eat beaver?
Oh my god,
She knows
It's
what
fat
she's doing.
and
Look at
then-
her.
she knew exactly
She's like, I
what
got
she
it.
was doing.
I got him on the hook. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that one guy. Mm-hmm. Play that part again. That's really underrated. Mm-hmm.
You're looking for fat in the beaver.
Yeah.
The beaver is
No, before.
the beaver
It's at the
is
beginning.
the most sought after
It is. Right.
food. And again, they're ice fishing because everything's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So good, dude.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
Love that. Wake up.
Nice beaver.
Wake up, Detroit, or Good Morning, Detroit.
Good day, Detroit.
Good day,
Detroit.
Detroit. Fantastic. Emmy for purchase.
Oh.
Go get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Go get it. That was great.
All right, good Randall report to start the week on a Monday. See if we can recover for a moment. And I still have, as Paulie mentioned, a couple of shout out to their families to get to before the end of the program. Was some sad news over the weekend as well. We also will get to our MLB reach around. We got some headlines for Major League Baseball as well. Injury updates, standings updates. You guys have any idea who the current third playoff team in the American League is now?
There's like 7 teams. I think.
It's
6.
I looked up yesterday and I go, that team is in a playoff position. That team is now in a playoff
Aren't
position.
there 5 teams tied for third or something?
Now, right now, there's one team that has. It was the Tigers last week that surprised me.
They just got swept,
and they got swept. So now it's a completely different team that doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. That would be in the playoffs if it started today. We'll get to all of that coming up next. More Ben and Woods broadcasting live from our Bill House studios.
Oh,
We know
God.
how. See, I told
I
you.
just looked. Oh my God.
It's number one
What?
sports station, 97.3 The Fan. I was stunned.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Still to come, we will look ahead. Padres series against the New York Mets starting today at 4:10. We will have Jesse Agler on tomorrow as the incorporator from the Big Apple. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better. But before any of that, let's wrap up the weekend in baseball. It is time for the MLB Reach Around. They're doing the Reach Around. They're doing the Reach Around. Everybody's doing the Reach Around. Padres did not get a lot of help in the NL wildcard race over the weekend. None from the Minnesota Twins, who got beaten by the Phillies on Friday. Saturday, And then on Sunday, the Twins jumped out to an early 5-0 lead. Like, all right, here we go. Can at least salvage the series finale. Nope. Philly scored 7 unanswered, including 3 in the 8th to complete the road sweep with a 7-5 victory. So even though the Padres won a series, Phillies picked up a game and are now tied with the Padres for that second playoff spot. The Diamondbacks also won their first 2 games in Atlanta on Friday and Saturday against a good Braves team, but the Braves did come back yesterday on a Matt Olson go-ahead 3-run home run in the 7th inning, his 36th of the season. Braves avoid the sweep, beat the D-backs, so Arizona now 1 game out, the first team out of a playoff spot. And as we mentioned earlier, Bob Nightingale, at least in the USA Today, reporting that if the Diamondbacks don't make the playoffs, it'll likely cost Torey Lovello his job, as he is not signed beyond this season.
Wow.
And they would unlikely to bring him back if the D-backs miss the postseason. All right, the Brewers took 3 of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers after getting swept in San Diego. Did it yesterday by beating Tarek Skubal, who only gave up 1 earned run, but 2 runs total in 6 innings, career-high 109 pitches, but took the loss, left the game trailing 2-1. Jake Bauers went 4 for 4 with 2 runs batted in, and Logan Henderson, who was very good when he faced the Padres, but the Padres ended up winning that game, went 7 innings and allowed just 1 earned run as the Brewers beat the Dodgers 6-2, and the Dodgers continuing their recent slide. The lead is down to 7 games over the Padres right now in the National League West. That's still a very comfortable lead.
Yeah, very.
At this stage in the season.
But my favorite part of the discourse is the people that told us originally they're going to win 125 games now coming out saying this team has a lot of holes. They have a lot of holes, and it's very obvious what those holes are. And
is it? What are the obvious holes?
I'm agreeing with you. They've spent an inordinate amount of money to make sure that they don't have a lot of holes.
They have some guys who have been not performing very well.
Sure.
Lately, especially.
But again, these guys are the 2-time defending champions. I think they have the ability to turn on some good baseball at some point. Why they haven't already is probably part of their grand plan. But yeah, man. I mean, look, I think their major hole right now is what do you do in the 9th inning? Because Diaz did end up getting a save on Friday, but it was like the shakiest save you've ever seen in your entire life. Tommy Edman bailed him out.
That shouldn't be a hole. They've spent a lot of money to make sure they don't have a 9th inning hole. But
yeah, I think between Tanner Scott and Edwin Diaz, and Tanner Scott's been great, but he's pitching like in a setup role now. But I mean, that's $130 million between those 2 guys.
The Dodgers did lose another pitcher over the weekend. Justin Robleski placed on the IL with forearm inflammation.
Yep.
Of course, with Blake Snell,
Tyler Glasnow ready to go.
Glasnow about to return.
Again, all part of the grand plan, Benjamin.
All right, the Marlins beat the Reds 7-1 as Miami wins the series. Was a scoreless game into the 8th. A duel between Yuri Perez and Nick Lodolo before the Marlins erupted for 2 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th to beat Cincinnati. The Cardinals won their series against the Cubs. Of course, we talked about the Joshua Baez debut on Saturday. Cardinals went out and got 11 more runs yesterday as Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker combined to drive in 8. Alec Burleson's been red hot since he wasn't traded at the deadline. And
holy cow.
Cardinals and the Marlins both kind of hanging on the outskirts, like 3 games back of the Diamondbacks and Phillies and Padres on the outskirts of the National League wildcard race.
Baez 0 for 5 with 3 punches. The very next day after 3 homers in his debut. What a stupidly humbling, awful, horrible game we've all chosen.
I heard someone on MLB Network Radio say they make adjustments very quickly at this level.
Extremely quick.
The Mets, who the Padres face today, have actually been playing decent baseball. They completed a sweep of the Washington Nationals with a 4-3 win. Guess which former Padre is hot right now to torment his old team? Luis Torrens, 2-run home run in that one. The Mets have actually won 3 of their last 4 series as well, so don't sleep on the New York Mets over the next 3 days. The White Sox ended up sweeping the Detroit Tigers with a 7-5 win. Wow. They've opened up a 5.5 game lead now in the AL Central, so it looks like there's a really good chance that the White Sox are going to the playoffs.
How freaking cool for Chicago right now.
One of the big reasons why, well, 2 reasons why, both hit home runs yesterday. Miguel Vargas and Munetaka Murakami both hit their 28th of the season. I think you retweeted it yesterday.
I did.
I don't think anybody's been so wrong about the same player as they were about Munetaka Murakami, who wasn't getting a ton of play in the offseason when he came over from Japan, and finally the White Sox just said, okay, we'll sign him. And he's been fantastic for them.
Yeah, he's been incredible. And yeah, everyone said, no, so many people were wrong about this guy. Like so many people. And we talked to Josh Stein maybe 2 months ago, and he's like, yeah, we all thought about it. We all kicked it around, but we're like, nah, he swings and misses too much. You know, it's just one of those things where he's been amazing. I mean, how about Will Venable, by the way? Just coming in and wearing it all last season and getting this team into a playoff position is outstanding.
The New York Yankees got a 2-run home run from Ben Rice in the 10th inning, his 33rd of the season, and beat the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3. But that was just to avoid a sweep by the Blue Jays, who remain in wild card contention. But they aren't the surprising team that actually holds the third wild card right now in the American League.
I was shocked.
That would be the Baltimore Orioles, who would be in the playoffs today. They beat the Tampa Bay Rays 10-2, and they will go for the road mop of the AL leading Rays today. Stunning, but Baltimore now in playoff position.
It really does.
In the American League.
It really does just take a week sometimes.
In that league, for sure.
Yeah, in that league, like you have a good week, and you're like, hey, man, look at us. We're in this now.
Last week, the Tigers had a good week, and they were in. Now the Orioles have a good week. They are in.
And then behind them, you guys, Rangers are 61-64. The Blue Jays 61-65, a game out. The Tigers still a game out. Twins, game and a half. Guardians, game and a half. Mariners, 2.5. Mariners 2.5 out.
Just horrifically bad. 2.5 out now.
At 59-66.
They did win a series, though. That helped them to get 2.5 out by beating the Astros 3-2. Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh both went deep. Wasn't exactly like the most prodigious home run. It was a wall scraper over that short wall and left, but I don't think Cal Raleigh's the 13th. He's not turning any of them away. The Royals got a great pitching performance yesterday from Noah Cameron, a one-hit shutout, 8 strikeouts, as they beat the Angels 3-0 to win that series. The Pirates, as we mentioned, skipped Paul Skeens, who started to give them some extra rest, but still won their series, beat the Red Sox, who cooled off very quickly since their insane streak of 31-5 over 36 games. They lose again 8-3 to the Pirates. And I don't know if this would matter if we were like Rockies fans, like long beleaguered Rockies fans. They beat the Giants 13-7 to win the series and have pulled within a game of 4th place. If you're the Rockies, are you like, hey, let's not finish in last this year.
100%.
Let's see if we can pass them.
And they
could do it.
Bro, they've got good stories with good players. Kyle Teal, who is coming back, and he's hitting home runs for them. They've got Mickey Moniak that he had such a good year. They extended him. They got Hunter Goodman, who's a total stud. The thing is, in Colorado, it's always going to be arms, man. It's just always going to be arms. They got guys that can hit the ball. They got Karros. He's really good. They got fun young players. So I think if you're a Rockies fan, you had less than 0 expectations going into the season. To not finish in last place would be epic for them. I really think so. Like, you celebrate a 4th place.
I mean, it's something.
So something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fun. They're a fun little team.
And that is our MLB reach around. All right, when we come back, we say his name.
Sorry, not Teal. Who was I thinking of?
Zach Veen, not
the
Teal.
double E's
and the short last name got you.
Right.
Yeah, you're thinking of Zach Veen.
Zach Veen.
When we come back, we probably say his name 2 to 3 times a week and have for years and years, but we never actually talk about
way more
the man. A shout out to his family. Final segment of Ben and Woods coming up next here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I knew you'd
Thank
like this
you.
one. You're welcome.
Well, men at work, right?
Well, men at work.
Yeah.
That's right. Nobody works more than you do. So men at work.
Men at work.
Men at work.
Welcome back. Final segment on a Monday morning of Ben and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. Yes, we've got Padres baseball for you. Another 4:10 first pitch.
Love it.
As the Padres head to the Big Apple to take on the New York Mets today. And it'll be a tough pitching matchup. Walker Buehler will take the mound against Nolan McLean in the first game of the series. And it's just 8-8, but a really solid 3.42 ERA. I think a whip around 1.1. Kid is good. Padres will have to put on their hitting shoes again like they did against Gavin Williams.
Pretend it's Gavin Williams.
In the series opener on Friday in Cleveland. Sammy will have your Eco Water SoCal pregame show at 3:10 this afternoon, today and tomorrow. Same start time with Robbie Ray scheduled to face Zach Thornton, who's a 24-year-old lefty who has also, I believe, been pretty solid for the New York Mets lately. But the one that I find really interesting, on Wednesday, the scheduled pitching matchup was Michael King for the Padres. This is a 9:10 start, so you'll be actually listening to the game at this point on Wednesday. Yeah. Or no, it's a 9:10. It's a 10:10 start, 9:10 pregame show, I believe. So we'll be in the pregame show on Wednesday. He'll be opposed by Robert Stock. Going to make the start against
Stock.
Former Padre Bob Stock. Going to go up against, now he's 0-2 with a 6.57 ERA. Has been eating some innings for the Mets on the big league level, but his comeback, getting back to the big leagues, is pretty cool, and chronicling it all on social media. I've been following Bob Stock since he was part of the Padres during.
We interviewed him.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, a long time ago. It's one of the
From the
interviews I
Corona Cave, I
remember.
think,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
He was great. He's one of those like forward thinking. You know, he really knows his metrics and stuff. But you know, it's the big leagues. You got to get guys out too. He's like an opener, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's
like a two-inning
full start, but that will be his turn, and that's what is scheduled right now for the Mets.
As TOM brings up, don't forget the manager of the New York Mets.
Oh, not quite September, dude, but
yeah, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call wrong. If he gets us, he's great. He's great.
He managed Craig Stammen.
Yes,
the manager of the San Diego Padres for a couple of seasons.
A couple things I never thought I would say. Oh, Andy Green is managing the Mets, and he's going off against Craig Stammen, the manager of the Padres.
Imagine if you saw a picture of the lineup card exchange before that game, you'd be like,
you wake up from a coma, you're like, how am I dead? Is this hell? I'm in hell. Am I in hell? Come back as a bee, maybe.
So that's what we've got coming up. Do want to mention, though, because we had a couple of them we wanted to get to, shout out to their families, and want to start with the guy whose name I said, we mention him 2 or 3 times a week. Hunter Green from the Reds is about to get Tommy John surgery.
Like, Jesus, like Hunter Green is not dead.
No, but he's about to get Tommy John surgery. He's about to get Tommy John surgery. We talk about it all the time. Joe Musgrove.
Roundabout way.
Tommy John surgery. But we never talk about who Tommy John was.
Yes.
And the real leap of faith that he took to be the first person to undergo an elbow ligament replacement surgery when his career would have been over without it. But decided to, and this is amazing because I didn't know this, and I know a lot about this because it was my grandfather who developed the surgery along with his partner, Dr. Frank Jobe, who performed the first Tommy John surgery.
On Tommy John?
On Tommy John.
That's wild that your grandfather did this.
Yeah, they developed it together. My grandfather didn't perform the surgery because he had arthritis. So Frank Jobe had the hands, but
he was
they were the brains behind this surgery.
Crazy.
But I did not know that when they told Tommy John, we give you about a 1 in 100 chance of coming back to pitch after this. This is really experimental and got no idea if it's going to be like strong enough to ever come back and even throw a baseball, much less do it on the Major League Baseball level. But not only did he come back, he went on and had a long and, very productive Major League Baseball career.
288 wins.
Yeah, putting up huge numbers. 350, he had 124 wins at the time of the procedure, pitched in 405 more games, winning 164 of them, career record of 288 and 231.
Bro,
he's not in the Hall of Fame, although some people think he absolutely should be, not only for his career, but for what he has meant to the rest of the pitchers who followed in his footsteps in going, under the knife and receiving the Tommy John procedure.
I think he should be.
Check this stat out. Only Nolan Ryan and Cap Anson played more seasons than Tommy John. Tommy John was on the 1960 Indians, as was Early Wynn, who started his career in 1939. Lou Gehrig was still active in 39. When Tommy John was released in 1989, his spot on the roster was taken by Deion Sanders. So he went from Early Wynn to Deion Sanders, essentially, in his career. Now, did you guys see videos that were coming out of Tommy John yesterday and showing when he pitched, late in his career? The only thing I could describe it as, he looks like a guy that they hired as an actor to be a pitcher in a movie. Like kind of the old, big... looks like he's throwing 60.
Like the guy like the 8 men out from Field of Dreams.
Yes, like, hey, and it looked like literally out of the hand. It looked like it was 64 miles an hour. It wasn't, but he's throwing this sinker though that is just like whoop, whoop, and these guys are swinging over the top of it. Just a crafty pitcher. I mean, just the pitch. That's what he loved to do, and went out there, Ben, and won 288 games in the show, which was just insane. So yeah, you know how we do it.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Tommy John passing away on Saturday at his home in Bradenton, Florida at the age of 83. Now, we also had some sad news from the world of entertainment that broke late last night.
Yeah, and this was sad, man.
Don't know if anyone watched like Heroes or Nashville that she was in.
You probably watched Remember the Titans.
But she was definitely Remember the Titans. Yep. Yeah, just 36 years old. Hayden Panettiere passed away as well. And no official cause of death, but I know people had kind of reported that she definitely had a difficult time. Not the first childhood actor that went through some struggles, but
very sad.
I know that one was a sad one that a lot of people were talking about this morning as well.
Yeah, only 36 years old. It had a really, really tough life. Had been pretty open about her, postpartum depression, addiction, trauma, domestic abuse. Very, very tough life for her. Very sad that I saw that flash across my Twitter last night. Very, very sad story.
She had a memoir that came out earlier this year called This Is Me, A Reckoning. And it says she talked about, very detailed about her personal struggles with depression, addiction, domestic abuse, and the death of her brother 3 years ago, like really, really rocked her world. It's all speculation. I believe she did have her demons, though. Don't know what happened, but really sad, man. She was a really talented actress, beautiful girl, a mother of an 11-year-old. Really sad to see that yesterday.
Yeah, awful story. Well, again,
got to do a shout out to her family.
Got to do it a little.
This is BBC News. We're interrupting our schedules for the following announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty.
Let me ask you, Woods, because your kids are both telegenic and have pretty good verbal skills.
What does that mean? Telegenic?
Telegenic.
Oh, telegenic.
Like they look good on camera.
Do they?
I think so.
Oh, like they take good pictures?
Yeah, take good pictures. Yeah. If someone approached them and say, we want to put them in a movie, we want them to star in a television series.
No.
Would you be okay with that?
No.
It's a definite no.
No. It's a definite no. I asked Taylor once, would you want to do, because he loves movies and he's like all personality. I said, would you ever want to do that? He goes, no. I go, good, because I wasn't going to let you anyway. Like, if they came to me with a burning
I would
desire.
Love that, Dad. Sorry,
like,
not going to happen.
Like, again, it's like anything. Yeah. I said, you're going to be, as a parent, you're going to be faced with things where, like, we don't want our kids to play tackle football. But if Bo came to me in 2 years and goes, this is my calling. Like, this is what I want to play quarterback and I want to do it. And you can't stand in my way, man, I'd have to consider it. I would. If if Taylor came to me and said, Dad, I have a burning desire to be an actor and I'm going to go do school plays and like, I'm going to do this. I'd be like, all right, well, I'll consider it. But no, I'm certainly not going to be like, come on, kids, down to the talent agency we go. We're going to put on your best face. Like,
I do think that makes a difference. If it's the parents who are just like forcing them into it versus like the kids begging, like, I really want to do this. And the parents are like, okay, but there's going to be some rules and everything.
It's like anything. If they came to me and I had my last $200 and Taylor's like, I want to be a drummer, I'd find a way to get a $200 drum set and put it in there and let him, explore that. But I'm certainly not trying to steer them into anything. I told Bo over the summer, he goes, I feel like I went to too many camps this year. I go, next year, go to this camp or whatever. I said, but if you want to go to a pottery camp or a poetry camp or a cooking, whatever you want to do, I don't care. He probably thinks, oh, my dad wants me to play baseball. Do whatever you want. I want to find out what makes you happy and what makes you tick. So, no, I definitely wouldn't. Nothing against anybody that did, but it's just not for us.
Feels like we talk about the childhood actors that, had a fairly quote unquote normal life afterwards. Like it's the exception to the rule.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Macaulay Culkin seems okay.
Ben, he was a heroin addict for like 2 decades, I think.
Now he seems okay.
I mean, like I was thinking about, I was listening recently. I heard an old Artie Lang story on the old Stern show where he was talking about Bob Saget having the Olsen twins as like infants in his arms when they were filming Full House. And he remembered saying to them as infants going, your entire lives are going to be public facing and in the camera, in the spotlight. And there is nothing you can do about it.
Glenn says it until they want to be on TikTok. Bro, I'm telling you, like them and a couple buddies got the iPads out this weekend in the backyard and they were filming each other falling. And I go, oh God. I go, well, listen, none of that's going anywhere. You're not getting an account. Like I'm firm on it. I'm firm.
But we'll see how Sammy Levitt turns out after his 2 million TikTok followers.
If my kids turned out like Sammy Levitt, I'd be fine. I'd be very, very pleased if either of them turned out like Sammy Levitt.
Here's just a little note before we go. Smoke weed in our chat says, true story. Robert Stock was my roommate in college. Ganja, a.k.a. cannabis.
Save that. Just say him. Smoke weed.
It's smoke weed with Robert Stock back in college, I would imagine.
More than likely.
Right, well,
I hope your roommate gets his
Padres need to light him up on it.
kicked in.
Yeah, I would normally be cheering for Robert Stock any day of the week.
Maybe he has a good 2 innings, and
then the Padres turn it on.
Yeah.
That's it for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods. As I mentioned,
fun one.
Yeah, it was a good one to start the week. Jesse Agler will join us from New York City tomorrow, I believe at 8:35. But until then, we got Braden and Frank standing by. They will be in coming up next for executive producer Paul Reindl. For Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.